Live from Pirate Stadium, this is Grant's Pirate Football versus the Capital High School Jaguars. Pirate Sports is a presentation of Angry Jack Productions. Any reproduction or rebroadcast of this presentation without the express written permission of Grants High School is prohibited. Now here's your host for tonight's games, Mr. Ron Gonzalez and Coach Rio Thompson.
Pirates is what we like to call it around here. And boy, tonight it's Friday Night Lights. It's a tradition around here. It's a tradition all across New Mexico. It's Friday Night Football, and we're here to experience it here tonight as the Grants Pirates, the number 2 team in 5A, 4A, pardon me, welcoming in the Capital Jaguars, who come from north out of Santa Fe.
Yeah, and they're in 5A.
They are in 5A. I missed, if you saw our announcements this week, you'd know what he means. But here we go. Anyway, at any rate, want to welcome you tonight to the broadcast. Want to make sure that that you're here tonight. You're ready to check this out. Sorry, there's so much going on here, but I'm here with Coach Rio Thompson, former Grants coach.
Yes, sir.
But here we are tonight. It's the debut of the new coach, Brandon Hernandez, and boy,
yes.
You've got to be proud. You coached this guy.
This is a small. It's a little cheesy, a little cliche. Small town America. I have the honor of watching somebody that I had the honor of coaching, and then now I have the honor of watching him coach a team that means so much to my heart. It brings me so much happiness. I'm so excited to watch this. He's a gentleman of good standing. He always has been, and you can see it in the players on the field.
Isn't it amazing to see how he's progressed? I'm sure you've been amazed at his progression.
Oh, yes.
So, as he was as a quarterback, and we knew him as a good one.
Oh, yes, very much so.
What is his tenure as sort of your quarterback, your main guy? What do you think that brings to his repertoire tonight as a head coach?
If I had to use one word to describe Brandon as a quarterback, I would say calm. And
wow.
When I say calm, I mean calm, cool, collected. Everything that you need from a quarterback, which transfers very nicely to a coaching position, and in this case, the head coach of the Grants High School Pirates.
Isn't that something? I'm just gushing right now, Coach.
Oh, yes.
Actually, I'm so happy for him. He was a great student of mine as well. So here we are. It's Grants Pirates, Capital Jaguars tonight, and it's the first live production this year of the Angry Jack Productions. It's a collaboration between Mr. William Griner's theater tech students and the GHS broadcasting students, and we're kind of along for the ride here.
Yes,
Coach.
we are, and and it's a great ride, and I feel honored and blessed to be here, and I would like to thank everybody involved.
Same here. So let's get into the game
Sure.
sort of thoughts a little bit. Let's talk about Grants for a minute. We know Brandon as a young man, as a quarterback. What is he trying to impress upon his team this year in terms of offense or defense, whatever you got?
When you're looking at a message from Coach Hernandez, you're looking at something where he's teaching these young individuals to be great people on and off the football field.
Okay.
And that's something that you can hear echoed throughout his players in the school hallways. And it's awesome to see that kind of message being sent out, and do the right thing on and off the football field. Be a great student. And I think that is going to propel the Pirates not only on the football field but in life in general.
Sure. And so you're right. It's not all about X's and O's. It's about the foundation, building kids, as you say.
Yes, sir.
So when we're talking about on the field, does Coach Hernandez have a favored, say, offensive set? What does he like to do on the offensive side?
Watching film, you'll see that Coach Hernandez, he likes to spread the field out. He likes to get favorable matchups, one-on-ones with some of his best athletes. So he's going to spread out the field. They run both inside and outside. They've got an inside zone and outside zone, and they're very good at what they do with those zones. They'll throw the ball a little bit, sling that rock, try and get some easy completions. I wouldn't be surprised to see either a speed option or a triple option this evening.
Okay.
I think that they've got the capability to do that, especially with, an Andreas Lazos in the backfield with a Tyler Everhart. That's kind of a deadly combination.
We've heard of the Lazos kid for sure. That's the name we've heard in the preseason here.
And he's a very young player. He's a freshman this year. He got some reps last year as an 8th grader. He almost actually broke a punt return last year in Gallup for a touchdown, and that would have been real neat to see. But he's He's looking really good. He's one of those bright spots. And don't forget about that offensive line of the Pirates.
Thank you.
Yeah, they have a great veteran offensive line, and it's anchored by people like Josh Wilcox.
Big boys.
Yeah, Xavier Arias, Nick Montoya, even Montana Del Garrido. You've got him. So you got a lot of veterans on that line who've been there and done that.
These are guys that you see them in the hallway, and you know they can push kids around. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's a lot that bodes well for the Grants offense, especially with what they've got in place. Defensively, what are we looking at from this Grants team?
Well, we have the capability of flowing in between a 43 and a 34 defense. If we flow into a 34 defense this afternoon or this evening, I wouldn't be surprised. It looks to me like Capital likes to spread the field out like we do offensively.
Okay.
And one of the best ways to combat that is with a 34. But if we need to, we can always shift down to a 43 to stop that run.
Just to give a little beef up front.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of key players on the Grants side, you mentioned Andres Lazos.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other names that are actually familiar to us and should be familiar to Pirate fans.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You've got the do everything person on the field, the captain, Tyler Everhart. He is every bit that he is touted to be, and for my dollar, Tyler has all of the intangibles to go to the next level.
He's got, if you know the kid, he's definitely got the ability, the physical ability you're probably alluding to, but is a good young man.
Yes.
Gets good grades. He's well-spoken. I mean, it's kind of a whole package for that kid.
He's got the three big things that you want at the next level: grades, effort, and attitude. And it shows out there on the football field.
And maybe grades the most important, right? That's one of the things they look at first.
Grades, absolutely.
Now, Capital's coming to town, and I actually don't remember the last time we played a Capital team. It's not fresh in my memory.
The last time I remember playing Capital was back in 1995 when I graduated high school.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we went up to Capital, and we played them back in 1995.
Well, we'll get back to that here in a moment after we stand for the presentation of the colors here at the Port of the Pirates. Enjoy this. Ooh. Oh. Coach, I don't know about you. I don't even know what to say about that. It's just something, I don't know.
This is a new feeling seeing this from this side of the field.
Isn't that?
Yeah. This is awesome. This is amazing.
It's we were talking about Capital. We don't want to forget about them, but
sure.
This feeling of, what is it, 17, 18 months of just having the regularity of everything.
And in almost captivity within one's own, home.
Yeah.
And not being able to get out play the sport that you want to play, enjoy the activity that you want to enjoy.
Right.
And so you can see by it looks like both schools' numbers that there's a lot of people just aching and wanting to get out there.
That's right. So before we went to the singing of the national anthem, we were talking about Capital.
Yeah.
And they're coming in today. It's their first game of the season, too. What do we know about what they like to do offensively, these Jaguars?
Well, based off the little bit of film that we saw, they do spread the field out. Their quarterback and their running back, they are playmakers. They make plays out of the backfield. The quarterback not only throwing the ball, but running the ball. I believe he's a freshman. I could be mistaken. We'll see here in just a moment. But he's a load to bring down as well as the running back. I would be aware of the option if I were the Pirates, watching that speed option out of the backfield, maybe a jet sweep.
Okay.
And also, you're looking at setting up. Capital has the ability to set up some RPOs. Their base offense is set up in such a way that they can get these run-pass options and kind of seamlessly integrate those into their offense.
All right. Well, we're about to see the Jaguars coming on the field first as they won the coin toss. Or actually, I'm not sure I saw the result of the coin toss. All we know is that they will be receiving the ball first. Back to receive, in fact, is Javier Martinez, the junior, number 23.
Receiving number 10.
And number 10 is a name we do not have, unfortunately, but one of those two young men will get this game going.
You know, I'm real excited to see this kickoff. This is going to be a great moment for all of these individuals, both Grants and Capital, that have been waiting for this time, fans and players alike. This is a very exciting moment.
And how about Josh Wilcox, the kicker here, to get things going for us?
You know,
the senior.
Yeah, Josh has kicked for years and years, and you know, he's kind of getting back into the groove of things here.
All right, here comes the kick, and it's a short one. And look at this. This is Capital with some movement up near the midfield here. Let's see who emerges out of that pile there. A bunch of Grants players, and number 21, Francisco Diaz, the junior.
Brought down by a host of Pirates. That's the kind of swarming that you want to see on special teams. Everybody getting to the ball, making a play. Hold them up if you need to, and let your friends get there and help you out.
So, Capital with 11:51. We're young in this game, of course, at their own 48.
They're coming out in trips right here, Ron. It looks like they're going to try to spread out the field. They've got their running back just to the off right of their quarterback.
And here's a run to the left. That's Diaz, who just returned that kick. And it looks like a short gain, if any. Maybe it will give him a yard on that one.
That was a great job by the Pirate defensive line, really stuffing that run. They were filling those gaps, and those linebackers were able to step in and make a play right there.
Of course, if you know that your line's going to hold up, that's going to free up some passing opportunities for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so it'll be 2nd and 9, I think is what they'll call it. They gain about a yard on that. And we've got the Jaguars back up here in a similar formation.
Pirates need to be aware of some sort of run-pass option or got a fumble snap here.
That ball's going to get all the way back. Diaz picks it up. He's at the 40. He's lucky for Capital. They get back to about the 46 here, the 47 it looks like.
Oh, that was a good job by the Pirate defense, being ready and aware. It looks like that they have come, they're focused, they've come to play, and they're ready to play this game.
Number 70 for Grants. Forced out by Josh Wilcox, who just made that kick. He's playing that left side for Grants. And two good defensive plays here for the Pirates.
So we're sitting about 3rd and 13. You got to be thinking pass here. I would be concerned with probably somewhere on the left side of the field running a curl of some sort. I was wrong. We're running a handoff.
Here's Diaz running right. The quarterback Julian Munoz there with the handoff right, and it didn't get very much. And we're about 4th and 12 here is what we're at. And back to receive. The punt for Grants is number 12, Joseph Vigil. And also back in there, number 11, Manuel Gonzalez. Sorry, that's 21, Tyler Everhart.
Tyler
the guy
Everhart,
we talked
yes.
about in
Mr. Everything. Tyler's you're going to see him all over the field. All over the field. So it looks like the Pirates may be thinking there's going to be a short punt, perhaps a fake.
23, the punter's Javier Martinez for Capital. And a little movement up front.
Yeah, we got illegal procedure. We may have had not enough men on the line of scrimmage as well. Because we got a Twins over here on the left for Capital's punt team, which is an unusual formation. It's forcing Tyler Everhart to the right side of the field over top of that hash. And so he's not going to be much of a factor in this punt return unless it's short.
They're looking for the other guy. The guy not named Tyler. Here comes the kick. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a great
out.
job.
Whoa. And boy.
That I'm going to tell you right now, that is Larry the Slingshot Metter.
We've been seeing him all week long in the hallway, hyping him up.
Oh, man, that's a great job by Larry.
He jumps through that line and gets the play at the 32, and Grants only needs 32 yards.
You know, Coach, that is the type of player that coaches love to coach. Larry comes with a great attitude every day. He works hard every day, and the dividends pay off.
Payoff on Friday night. That's exactly when we need them.
Ron, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little hurry up here from Coach Hernandez.
Here's Everhart. Out of the spread formation, 4 wides, back to pass. He slings it over. Good to go. That's Archuleta with the catch. No, it's Lolito, Antonio Lolito on the catch.
No, you were right the first time,
Coach.
Coach.
Was I?
That is Archuleta.
Okay.
You know, that sun's glaring in your eyes, but that was a great slant, and it looks like we are going hurry up right here, Coach.
Lolito is the first name I latched onto, but I looked past Archuleta. Why would I do that? Here comes the snap again. Tyler. Here's a run left. Short gain.
Tackled by number 21,
right.
Francisco Diaz.
And Julian Abeda on the run left. Gained about a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Under 9 to go as Grant's on the march here to get a score.
They're lining up in trips right, and they are running that hurry up. I'm really excited to see that. That's something that I've been looking forward to. And there's that speed option we talked about right there,
There's
Coach.
Abeda again. Laundry on the field. We'll wait and see what the call is.
I do like that play call, Coach. That speed option.
We got a hold on the Grant side, so we'll come back a little bit. But to your point, you know, the speed option, it seems to the layperson maybe loose, maybe like you can just kind of wing it, but that's not the case.
No. Every man every player is accounted for, except one, and then he's going to be accounted for by the quarterback, who the quarterback is going to read. And so every player out there is accounted for. Once you get that read, you can toss it to one of your playmakers just in a quick pitch.
Now Grant's Everhart back there with, guess who, Andreas Lazos to his left. And he will get the run right, try to get outside. And he gets a little room, gets inside the 10, it appears, from here.
You know, Coach, I'm going to go ahead and call this right now. I believe, just from what I've seen, the little bit I've seen of Mr. Lazos out there, he is working his way into the greats of Grants High School running backs, something that I believe that we have a great tradition of here in Grants, New Mexico.
No question about it. We've had bruisers, we've had speedsters, and so far, Lazos looking good with the speed.
Oh, yeah, shifty and slashing.
And he's back there again. There he is again, to the left.
He's
Shifty.
scored.
Uh-oh, look at this. Uh-oh, and it's a touchdown, Lazos.
You can't stop him.
The laser, Andreas Lazos.
I tell you, hot sauce right there, and made 12 dudes miss in a phone book right there, or phone booth right there. That was amazing to watch.
So Mr. Lazos wastes little time.
And, you know, can we just take for just a quick moment and just appreciate how great a job that offensive line did? They were making great holes.
That's always what sets it up. As we know, they never get the credit that they deserve.
Yeah, going for 2 here, Coach.
That's very much a Rio Thompson thing to do. But we're talking about Brandon Hernandez here.
Yeah.
7:57. We're still early in this contest, Grants. Working in a short field. Kind of just marched down the field here. And here we go, looking for 2. And here's a run left. That's a beta. And he'll get stuffed. So there'll be 24 on the stop. That's Isaiah Sanchez Valencia, the junior. And so 6-0 Grants. And so they turn that 4th down turnover into pay dirt A lot of Tyler, a lot of Andreas.
Mm-hmm. And, early on in the season, you're going to have a lot of these opportunities on both sides of the ball. And so the team that is going to take these opportunities, seize these opportunities, and make the most of them is usually going to be the team that's going to take control of the game.
And especially early, it's such a good tone to set.
Absolutely. Especially, you got to think a lot of these players haven't been on the football field in almost 2 years.
Right. They're playing against each other a lot, but not in this live action like this.
Correct.
It's a whole different thing. Wilcox with a kickoff for Grant. 7:57 remaining in the first quarter here.
Yeah, it looks like Capital is adjusting up. They think that the Grants is going to try and squib kick here.
23 in the back.
Number 10 back to receive. 23 is Javier Martinez. We don't have number 10 on our roster here, unfortunately. Sorry, Capital fans. Here's another short kick. This one is taken by Martinez. Actually bobbles a little bit, but finds his feet. Now he's going. 45, all the way to about the 45, that is. So about the 44 is where they'll put it down.
That's a good job by the Pirates swarming again. I like what I see from these special teams units. The first person might not be getting the ball carrier down right away, but they're holding them up and letting their friends come and help them out.
Swarm that runner wherever he's at. And here we go, Capital once again. On the offensive here, trying to get something going. Number 12 is our quarterback. We unfortunately don't have him on our roster either. Or that's 18, pardon me. He's looking deep. He was looking for Javier Martinez. That was Julian Munoz, the quarterback, a junior. And good coverage from Grant there.
Yeah, and you'll have to forgive us. We got the sun kind of blaring in our eyes here, so these numbers are a little hard to come by. But he was being covered by number 13 for the Grants Pirates, which is Knight Long, doing a great job out there. Yeah.
And so they'll do it again, Capital will. And here's Munoz, the quarterback. We're at the 44, Capital's 44, second down. Munoz with one back. He's got 4 wides, 3 to the left. This will be a run. And number 21, Diaz on the run.
Larry Metter comes slashing in here, diving at those legs, cutting those running backs down. That's very nice to see. He's playing weak side linebacker, and he's starting as a sophomore. That's awesome.
Good form there for Larry. 3rd and 6 for Capital. Looking for their first down of the game so far. And here we go, Munoz now with an empty backfield. 5 wides. This could be a passing formation. Sorry, bad sarcasm. Instead, Munoz keeps, and he'll get across the 50 to the Grants 48, and they'll call him down there. It's going to be 4th down.
You punt here, Coach? You're on the plus side of the field. It's first quarter. You punting?
I have to say that the way that Grants looked on that first drive, I don't want to give him another chance right now.
Yes.
I mean, we still have 6:39 to go this first quarter. Putting the ball in the hands of Tyler and Andreas, I'm not sure that sounds such a good idea.
And it's one of those double-edged swords where it may not matter where Capital gets the ball to. If we continue to play the way we've been playing, we're looking pretty good.
Martinez gets the punt off. It's going to bounce. Touched by. And that looks, we'll see.
I think it's out of bounds,
It
Coach.
Almost looked like he got it out of bounds, in which case it would still be Grant's ball.
I think it is. I think the officials are discussing. It should be Grant's balls. It looked like he recovered it out of bounds. But then again, I don't get paid for that.
It is Grant's ball here. And so Grant dodges a bullet there.
Good.
Yeah, that's one of those funky bounces where you're not meaning to touch it, but Coach, what do you tell players when they're about to field a punt and they don't catch it? It's bouncing around. What can they do?
You yell, Peter, you find the closest sideline, and you sprint as fast as you humanly can there. Peter, poison anything to get away.
All right, so Grant's now from their own 24. And Tyler Everhart, the quarterback, to his right is, of course, Lazos. We've known him as Hot Sauce. He may get some other. Tyler's going to keep. Look at that.
That's a great speed option. It was a great tackle. I like to see that. I would like to see him come, run it to the strength a few times, and maybe second half come to that weak side once they start over pursuing.
He gets about 3 on that to the 26. And so far, Coach Hernandez really mixing things up as far as just the looks, the weapons he wants to use.
Mm-hmm.
Everhart waiting for the ball. He gets the snap, looking to pass now, looking downfield. And this is going to be intercepted just inside the 45.
I'm sorry, Coach. I don't see that number. It's
by
20.
Martinez, and Martinez still on his feet. He's at the 30. And that's where he'll be stopped by a group of Pirates, including Everhart, as well as including, and Montano Del Garrido was there as well. So Capital with a little bit of luck here. It's hard to say what went wrong with that one. Not that we're nitpicking there, but was there anything sort of obvious to you on that?
It looked like the ball just floated a little bit, maybe nerves. A lot of times if you have nerves, you're a little stronger than you realize. That adrenaline's flowing.
Right.
And so that's kind of just what I saw.
So Capital with good position here on the Grants 30. And Munoz once again. And he's going to keep going left. Grants, he's across the 20 to the 15. He's inside the 5 now, and finally brought down inside the 5.
Looks like the Pirates got caught over pursuing right there. We had a zone read. Looks like Munoz just pulled that ball, scooted for a nice chunk of yards.
Nicholas Montoya in on the cackle there for Grants amongst some other Pirates, and Capital first and goal at the 4. And we've got 5:12 remaining in the first quarter, so we're cooking along here. Now Munoz, Diaz is his running back in the backfield. And he's going to go left. And it looks as, the ball squirted out. The ball's out. Who will fall on it? And we're waiting for a call here. It's touchdown, Capital.
Those are those opportunities that we talked about just a few minutes ago.
We did.
They come in abundance, especially at the beginning of the year. And after the COVID pandemic, they're going to come even more so. And so it's very important to take advantage of those opportunities when we get to.
And luckily for Capital, they were in the right place at the right time for that. And they have a chance here, depending on what they do. They're tied now. We're 6-6 now, tied. But let's see if they decide to go for 1 or 2 here.
And speaking of Capital, their running game is very strong. I think that is one of the strongest parts of their offense. I really enjoy watching the quarterback and the running back work together and in unison.
We talked about the Grants line holding it up for Everhart.
Mm-hmm.
And really, even though it was only a 30-yard drive, Munoz got some nice support from his line on that one.
He did. He really, really did. And there was a big push on the back side where he was able to pull that ball and scoop for a good chunk of yards there.
All right, number 15, Devin Montano, the freshman, is holder here. And number 35, Angelo Gonzalez, to kick. He's also a freshman. So we got some young teams on either side. Meanwhile, the referees now are conferring on the far end zone there. I'm not sure what they could be discussing. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, they may actually be discussing if this is a touchback or a touchdown. It looks to me like there's a concern of either where the ball was spotted or who recovered it. If Capital fumbled it and they fumbled it forward, I believe the rule is the only person who can recover it for a touchdown is the person who fumbled it. And they may be discussing that right now.
And here comes the ref with the ball, maybe to deliver the news you're talking about here. Maybe not. Well,
yeah, it looks like they're coming off the field, Coach.
Capital is retreating to the sideline here. Not retreating, that was probably not the best word.
It looks like they're talking to Coach here. It looks like he's trying to explain to him what happened was the ball was fumbled forward, and in that case, if it's recovered by somebody else, it cannot be a touchdown. So it should be I'm not exactly sure on the second part of the ruling, but it looks like that it's 4th down for Capital. Excuse me, 2nd down.
I don't even see the chains up
there.
I'm 2nd and 4 then we are. No, 2nd and closer than that.
So I believe that if Capital did recover, they'll probably get forward progress to where the ball was fumbled.
So 2nd and goal from the 1 here.
Yeah, that's one of those tricky hidden rules that gets even trickier in college and the pros.
And so this certainly looks like a run formation here. It'll be kept by Munoz straight up the middle. And just waiting for the signal, if there is one.
That was a great job by Capital's offensive
And
line.
there's a touchdown.
That was a big push by that line. You could see them surge. That was an impressive push.
So Munoz with the TD run. And all of a sudden here, we got a 6-6 ball game. And things have turned on a dime here, which is great.
This is great to see. You know, I've been looking forward to this moment for about 2 years now, and I can tell you one thing: it's a lot less stressful to be up here than it is down there. And I think Coach Hernandez and his staff are doing a wonderful job.
All right, here we go. Now we talked about Angelo Gonzalez, the freshman. He'll kick. Devin Montaño, the freshman, to hold for Capital. Snap a little high, and it's going to be touched there at the line. 46, that's Larry again. He somehow got his mitts on that.
Yeah, it popped up in the air, but unfortunately in high school football, once the ball has been blocked, it's dead. The only time that you're going to be able to return it out of the end zone is on an interception.
It's so nice to have you up here to
thank
spell
you.
some of these things out for us and our viewers, myself included, trust me.
Well, yeah, sometimes I take for granted that I know a lot about football, and so when I talk to my wife, I think that it's amazing that she can kind of keep up with me. And I asked her the other day, well, how did you do that? And she said, well, sweetheart, you've been coaching for 20-some years, and so I had to, or I had to find another hobby. So she kind of picked up football with me.
Got to speak language, huh?
That's right.
Okay, back to receive the Capital kickoff. You're going to see Willie Marcelletta, also Manuel Gonzalez, and Joseph Vigil.
Sir, up here.
And here with 4:58 to go in the first, we got ourselves a ball game. Excuse me.
Look like we've got 3 men in the back returning, which would make sense, especially if we're not expecting Capital to kick very deep. I didn't get a chance to see their kicker pregame. Ooh, a little bit of leg than I thought.
It's going to bounce for the Capital. And here's Archuleta picking it up. And he will get to about the 18 is about, well, looks like more like the 17 and a half. No, 18 it is. That's where they'll be marked. Here's
an interesting statistic. Your chances of gaining the 20-yard line drop by half if you don't fill the ball cleanly the first time on a kickoff.
It makes sense because if it's bouncing around back there and it manages to stay in and not get into the end zone, all of a sudden you need a Lazos to take it out of there.
Yeah.
Here comes Tyler Everhart once again. Everhart, handoff here, Lazos to the right, and he'll get a couple yards.
Oh,
there.
Man, he's a strong runner, isn't he?
He, that kind of momentum, that lower sort of, we've seen Lazos in the hallway. He's not the tallest of young men, but
center of gravity.
That could work for you in this game. He picked up about 4 there, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Everhart.
Calling out signals to his receivers.
I love it. 3 wide to the left and only 2 besides the safety back in corners. Here's a pass across the middle. Nice grab there.
Here you go.
That is
34 on the tackle. Number 11 Grants, 34 White.
caught there by Manuel Gonzalez.
And he was tackled by Angelo Baker, number 34.
So a good little look here, and we've got 1st down and 10.
And that's what we need to be doing. Those little nickels and dimes, I like how Hernandez works those in. He understands that's just basically an extension of their running game.
Here's Lazos up the middle, and nicely sniffed out in the backfield there by Angelo Baker, the guy whose name you just called.
Oh, yeah, and, he's slashing in there. He's slashing in there. But going back to that passing thing, these little 4- and 5-yard, 3-yard passes, it's basically an extension of the running game. And once we start getting more comfortable with those, then we can start firing the ball a little bit deeper.
And no matter what, keeping that defense on the field
Yes,
for as
sir.
long as possible. So now we've got a Beta back in the backfield. Lazos will get a breather. Here's Everhart. A lot of time. We're going to have a hold in the backfield, looks like.
Yeah, that's you get a holding call. That'll give you a little extra time. I didn't catch the number, but it looked like there was a jersey pull.
I believe it was a Beta on the call.
That was a lot of time. That's good to see. I like to see that Tyler Everhart, first-year quarterbacking at the high school level, first varsity game at the quarterback position, giving him time, getting him a little comfortable out there.
Yeah, you don't want him getting beat up.
Yeah, that's
certainly.
Absolutely.
Even though he is a senior, he's been around, you could say. But actually, that just half second, those half seconds mean a lot to a quarterback.
They do.
Here we go. Grant's way back at their own 10 now. They got a long way to go, about 20 yards. Everhart looking. This one is, I think it's going to hit the ground. Intended for
number 11, Manuel.
Yeah, Manuel Gonzalez, and unfortunately not converted, but
he was there. He's almost picking that up off the ground. Half a second sooner, half a second later, he'd been right there. We're working out the kinks, and we're fixing a bust when it looks like.
3rd and 21 with Tyler Everhart standing on his own 5-yard line, and Abeta back there with him on his left. Here comes the snap. Once again, Everhart looking deep. Look at this, and it's kind of tossed up and nearly intercepted there by Capital at around the 41.
Coach, a lot of people would look at that and say, why are you throwing that particular pass on that particular ball or down? Well, you got 3rd and long. It's a very safe pass. It's a very safe pass because it's to the sideline. And so if the quarterback can get it out there where the receiver can catch it and nobody else, then it's a safer pass than most people would think.
All right. So we've got Grant's needing to punt here, and it looks like Tyler will handle that too.
Oh, I like that. They're lining up in that ace formation trying to get them to jump, and Tyler just walked back into that Panther punt.
That's a good one, at least from where he's from the perspective there. And, boy, nicely sniffed out way back there is Archuleta.
Archuleta's playing a great game so far.
I'm sorry, I guess that was I thought I saw Archuleta. It may have been number 11, Manuel Gonzalez.
I'm guessing, Coach, in about 5 to 10 minutes when this sun just peeks down that mesa, life is going to be a lot easier on us.
We will be so accurate then.
I mean.
It is a tough angle to work with, but hey, we do what we love because we love it.
That's right. That's why we get paid the big bucks, sir.
Oh, you know it. I wouldn't trade this view for anyone.
I'll tell you what.
Capital at the Grants 49. They're on in business again. Munoz, Diaz in the backfield, 4 wides. Diaz, though, is the one who will take it to the left and gash across the 40, the Grants 45.
I wasn't able to see the blocking scheme quite as well as I would have liked, but that looked like a fairly simple zone to the left there, to the away from the trip side.
And so Capital across the Grants 45 to the 44. And they need to get to the 40, so good gain on first down for the Capital Jaguars. We got a 6-6 tie going here, 2:26 left in the first quarter. So if we were expecting a blowout, I guess if anyone was, we may not see that today. No problem.
This is a great game, and on paper, it's kind of shaping out to be a great game.
Munoz looking right. Pass. Oh, look at the one-handed grab there by Diaz. And he's running over people all the way to the 25. And finally, some Pirates there to finally bring him down.
And that is the kind of running that we saw on film. He is a monster runner. When he decides to unhitch the trailer, it's going to take a lot of people to take him down.
Thankfully, not long in there to help get that stop, as Diaz just got ahead of steam and went down.
Yeah, and looking at this game on paper, you've got Capital, who's ranked right around 10 and 11 in 5A, and then you've got the Pirates, who are ranked 2 in 4A, which it kind of evens everything out, even though they may be a bigger school.
Absolutely. And so Capital at the Grants 25. Munoz now, this is a different running back, and he'll get out of bounds. Number 10 is not on our roster.
I'm wondering if that's Santos Salazar, number 11.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I'm guessing that may be him.
And so it'll be 2nd down and 1. So nice gain there. If it was Salazar, good gain on first down for him, 9 yards. $1:35 left on the clock. It is stopped as he went out of bounds, that is.
Time for the Pirates, to Backs against the wall, step up big, see if we can force a field goal attempt.
Capital mixing up some weapons, exploiting what they can. And here's a pass left now. He was possibly looking for Avelino Trujillo, number 20, the junior.
Yeah, he just let it sail just a bit, which is understandable. He had looked like he had a couple hands in his face. But if he's able to bring that down, that's got an opportunity to go for a few yards.
And we're up here complaining about the light. I can't help but think those shadows on the field are.
It does.
Maybe, does it play a little bit with your eyesight there?
When you're early in the season, right here during August, the sun goes down a little bit later. It kind of messes with depth perception.
So we're at the 16 here. Munoz, number 10. We believe it's Santos Salazar. If it's not, we apologize, Capital fans. Now here's Munoz. Little pitch. This is number 10 for Capital. And he is not going to get much there.
Looks like he's got enough for the first or close to it. Looks like if number 10 was able to just turn it upfield, he would have been able to get a few 5-6 more yards. I understand the want to get outside, but when you got a 3rd and 1, I would prefer to get up in that middle.
Just go north-south on that point, or north mostly. 4th and short. I mean,
I never caught that north-south. You don't want to go north-south. You want to just go to
just stay north for now.
Just go ahead and go north. Oh yeah, all these years, never even caught on.
We're all about learning and exploring up here.
Oh yeah,
at,
you
Pirate
never
Stadium.
stop learning.
Look at Munoz and he's got it. Well, depending on where they mark his momentum, it looks like they want to put him at the 4, which would give him plenty of room.
Well, they got forward progress. Yeah, they're moving him down. It looks like he got about 2 or 3 yards. Speaking of always learning, Coach, I want to give a shout-out to Zone 4 here at the high school. I work with a bunch of professional teachers and individuals, and it means a lot that we are learning, bettering each other, bettering ourselves, and inevitably able to help these children, these young adults learn a little bit more.
We got to explain what it is. It's just an area in the school we call Zone 4, and it's kind of a group of teachers that have so much in common with each other, and as you say, one of them being the uplifting of young men and women.
Yes.
End of the first quarter here. So we'll go to the other side of the field here with Capital knocking on the door of the Grants Pirates. It'll be 1st down and 10 on the 14 in about a minute to go here. But yeah, speaking of which, Coach, I don't ever want to say you ought to try teaching to see what it feels like, but teaching, coaching, there's so much they have in common, and to me, the bottom line is the big reward is just that feeling that you're impressing something good upon young men and women.
Yes, and being human beings, it's difficult to see, the forest for the trees, and I think that teaching is the best profession in the world. And you do get to teach a lot, and you get to help mold these people into who they are going to become in the future. Mm-hmm. And when you see people doing great things like a Coach Hernandez, or a Coach Pacheco, who is also an alumnus who's on the field, or a Coach Hawker, all of these things, it's wonderful to be a part of something that great.
Absolutely. And I was raised in a big city, and I'm thankful for a lot of that. But I got to say that I feel like Grants is my real home, and I live a little bit out of town. But I never would have imagined I'd be here in a place like Grants on a Friday night. But I wouldn't trade it for the world, Coach.
Oh, no, absolutely. And, and for a hometown kid like myself, I always dreamed about getting out and moving away. And once I did, I couldn't think about anything else but coming home and getting myself one of those El Caf burritos that they make so good over there.
The world renowned.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Capital at the Grants 14. This is a Munoz handoff up the middle. Diaz, and he's going to, oh, wow. He's going to get almost to the goal line here.
Yeah, who was that who hit him? Number 10 coming in. Number 20, excuse me.
That is someone we don't have on our roster, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he smacked him, though. That was a good run by number 21, sliding in and out there. Francisco Diaz, I like the way he cuts. He's got a great center gravity and his balance is very well suited to the way he slashes in and out of those holes.
He's just upright. You
Yes.
see him being upright all
Yes.
the way through.
And, that may be for vision and maybe just something that he does naturally. But once you get to somebody this age that's that good, you don't want to change that.
Two backs now in the backfield there. Two choices from Munoz. This will go to Diaz, though. And it's a touchdown, Diaz. Second of the night for him at 11:25.
It looks like the Pirates are having a little bit of a tough time stopping that push once they get a tight end and a fullback in there. I think they may need to go ahead and roll one of those safeties up. Maybe if Coach Wilcox, who's calling the defense tonight, maybe he's going to sneak one of those safeties up and put him in the linebacker position. Speaking of Coach Wilcox, he has the opportunity tonight to coach his first game at the varsity level as a defensive coordinator, and he's doing a great job. All of the coaches on staff really are doing an amazing job.
Excuse me, boy. And here's Munoz, and the two-point conversion is going to be good here.
Yeah. Gets a nice little bootleg right there, Coach. He got outside, just tossed the ball. Got it to number 39. I don't have 39 on my list here, Coach.
At any rate, the two-point conversion good. And in that case, we have a 14-6 ball game here. Grant's trailing with 11:25 to go. Pardon my coughing there on the broadcast there.
Hey, I thought you were turning it over to me. I was fixing to go play-by-play, Coach.
I'm glad you're there for me, Coach. Now Grant's, in a little bit of a hole here. But this is what these games are all about, to test your mettle and see what you can do. And you can never count out the Grants Pirates, and you've seen it throughout the years. There's been plenty of times where we may have started slow or we may have been punched in the mouth, but this is a great opportunity for this very young team to show the rest of the state that they are more than what they seem right now. Here's Archuleta, across 20, 25, tucks the ball under. And he will get out to the 36.5, somewhere around the 37-yard line for Archuleta.
Wow, Archuleta ran that really smooth, didn't he? He's just kind of dipping in and out of trouble right there. That was impressive to see.
Almost gliding.
Yes.
This is a kid that even for the last couple of years, basketball, baseball, maybe he's poised for a big year across the board.
And that's something that I think that a lot of students at Grants High School have the opportunity to do, because there are so many athletes who play multiple sports. And all of us coaches, or all the coaches, have a tendency to push kids to play other sports because it's good for them.
Right. All right, so we've got Gonzalez, Vigil, and Long all to the right here, and Tyler Everhart will keep one left. He's got some room, 40-45, rolls to near midfield, but they're going to spot him at the 48.
And, Coach, when we talked a little earlier today, we were talking about their inside, their outside zone. And I was talking about that read that Tyler Everhart could pull out. Mm-hmm. That's an impressive example of it right there. If he can do that a few more times this game, he may spring one.
That burst of speed was impressive to see.
Oh yeah, he's a great athlete out there on the field. You can see that from the moment he jumps.
Brandon Small now joins the trips on the right. Instead, oh boy, that ball looked like it was a little loose in the handoff, but he keeps it going across the 45 to the 44.
Wow, it was a great run right there. Keeping those legs pumping.
Impressive run
That
there.
was Matthew Valdo. Matthew Valdo, former quarterback, playing a little running back. Wow, that was a very good run.
So now the Pirates mixing up some weapons here. Looks like they're going to him again.
Yeah, Matthew Valdo. I knew that he could run, but he looked a little bit like Roger Craig out there with those high knees getting over top of the defensive line. That was very impressive to see.
So we're at the 42 in that case. Looks like, wow. What is this, a 3rd and inches call here? Is what
wow, yeah,
like.
this has got to, no, it's a first down, Coach. They just haven't changed the chains.
Flipped. Gotcha. 1st and 10 on the legs of Valdo, and he's still back there, and why not?
Oh, keep
there
feeding
he goes
him.
again.
Feed him.
And to the left, and this time, though, Capital is ready. And a couple yards lost there as Angelo Baker got in there
Keep feeding them. Keep following in there. It's going to eventually tire this defense down, and then you can maybe get a little shiftier running back there and see if you can spring one.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, and
Mr. Valdo's a big boy.
honestly, Valdo's about a step, maybe two away from breaking one himself.
Here we go. Second down. He lost a yard on that one. But here comes the Grants offense again. Valdo again. This time, probably really no gain there. Baker on the stop again for Capital.
These Capital Jaguars are flying around. It's good to see kids this excited and this pumped to play a game that they absolutely love, and you can see it in the energy, not only in both sides of the coaching staff. You see Coach Hernandez jumping around out there, but you look at the players and the excitement they have. Yes, they're a little tired right now, but you could just tell that they love this game.
So it's 3rd and 11, and we're nearing the 9-minute mark here. Here comes the snap. Everhart now looking downfield.
Touchdown. He's got him. Get there.
Look at that. Oh, boy. Looking for Manuel Gonzalez on the left sideline, from our perspective, that is. And, you called it.
Yeah, he got him. They had him on a double move. It looked like, and we've got a little bit of a weird angle here, but from where I'm looking, it looked like a slant and a wheel. And they'd run that during their scrimmage, and they were open on that play just like they were in the scrimmage. I'd like to see that maybe in a quarter or two. Come right back to that, see if we can get a touchdown on that.
I was about to ask what you do here on 4th and 12, but we have our answer.
I bet they go back into that Panther formation. Oh, they got him to jump.
There you go. So
they got them to jump.
You called it earlier. That'll give them 5. But how does that change your perspective on the 4th down then?
It makes it even more of a more difficult choice because you're 4th and 6 now.
Yeah.
As opposed to 4th and 12. 4th and 12 is a no-brainer, right? You're going to punt that every time unless you do something weird like I used to do. But now you got 4th and 6. If I was Coach Hernandez, I would consider going for it. This is maybe one of those talk to the entire coaching staff type of situations. But I would consider it because you've got the Valdo, you've got the Lazos, you've got the I almost called him Rookie. That was my nickname for when he played with me. But you've got Tyler Everhart. You can get this 6, 7, 8 yards.
Pirates at the 39 now, looking at a manageable 4th down with Lazos in the backfield and Everhart. He wants to pass. He's got time.
He's got
plenty of time.
Oh, he's got
a lot of white. He's got a little room. 40. 30 across the 30, and it does appear he's got enough for the 1st down.
Tyler Everhart, once he breaks that pocket, it's going to be a very difficult thing for anybody on that field to bring him down.
And he's such an athlete. It may not be that he's a bruiser, but he's got speed and agility, and I like that combination in Everhart.
Oh, yeah. Just looking last year, he'd take a 10-yard pass, 70 yards to the end zone, and it looked like nothing.
Here we go inside the 30 for Grants. Here's now Lazos, fake to Lazos, that is.
Manuel
Look
Gonzalez.
at this. Gonzalez to the right.
Come on.
Shaking and baking. And he finally gets hit there.
That's a great catch. Great run by Manuel Gonzalez.
Hit there by Dominic Baca, by Capital.
And Manuel, he's a sophomore, and he's a sophomore captain. And you can tell why. He's a playmaker. He's got a great attitude. If I could give Manuel a piece of advice, I would say go get that extra 5 yards, and then you can get down as quick as possible.
9-yard pickup around there for Manuel Gonzalez. Nice pitch and catch from Everhart to him. And let's look at it again. This is Lazos.
Touchdown.
Easy. And he's going inside the 5. The ball came loose. Waiting for the call there.
Oh, looks like we're down on it, Coach. Did you see that move by Andres?
Wow.
He stopped on a dime and gave the guy change.
That's a world-class move. Tyler Everhart says, we got it. And
there we go.
We do have it. We do have it. So Lazos, thankfully, escaped sort of the, I don't know what you'd call it. But you hate to cough it up in the red zone for sure.
And when you're that close to the end zone, a lot of times you don't catch the people coming from the sides, and so it's easy to get caught from a blind side.
And here we go. At the 1, Grant's knocking at the door.
Touchdown.
Looking left. Everhart lowers his helmet and gets in. Everhart, Tyler, Mr. Everything, with the touchdown and some extra some extra sauce going on in the end zone, I believe, against Capital, as one of the Capital players came in there and possibly to defend his teammate.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Hernandez decided to go ahead and have a steady stream of Mr. Eberhard on that drive, which you can't go wrong with.
So the touchdown is good. We know that, as they did signal for it. That'll make it 14-12. Now we'll wait to see the word on the penalty.
Yeah, it looks like the officials are conversing again. I like to see that because a lot of people forget that officials are human beings too, and so they do need a few practice games as well. And so I like that they're conversing, getting it right before coming back to the football field. That's a really good thing to see.
And for coaches to know that sort of their voice is being heard.
Yes.
No matter what the call is, that's a good thing to know as well. So here we go. Touchdown, good. And now we have penalty against personal foul against Capital. Personal foul against Grants, I'm going to assume, and so they do offset, so no extra anything to do with that.
Yeah, but there's no extra anything or yards that you see on the field. However, whoever was called for that personal foul, if they get another one in the game, they're not only gone for this game, they're going for the next game. And that's something that a lot of fans or a lot of players don't realize.
Right.
And it's something that you as a coach absolutely need to be aware of. Maybe pull the player aside, talk to them a little bit, let them know the position they're in. And because football is a very emotional game.
Well, your job is to hit and push each other around.
Oh, yeah.
And so, we are dealing with young men, but that you can't really tolerate it no matter what. If you're a coach, you can't lose that player.
No, you can't. And that's important for them to understand is they are a vital key to this team. And so we as a team can't lose you because you are too important.
Here's Lazos on the 2-point conversion, and it's good.
I like the way he runs, sir.
We've got a tie ball game here with 7:15 to go in the half, 14-14. And we wouldn't have it any other way.
No, this is a great game to watch, Coach.
While we have a moment here, I want to mention that this broadcast is being brought to you by the Angry Jack production crew. These are students who are volunteering their time to bring this production to you. I'm speaking, of course, of Ethan Willie, who is an excellent point guard coach.
Oh, yes, he is.
Steven Sobolov, Ashton Gibson, Owen Etzedy, Kristen Martinez, and Maximilian Marmon. Thanks to these great students for their great work. It's our first broadcast of the year, and by all means, if you haven't yet subscribed to the Angry Jack Productions page for more coverage of the arts, media, and sports at Grants High School, you're behind the 8 ball a little bit here, Coach.
You know, Coach.
I know you have.
Yeah, I have. It brings so much joy to my heart to see all of the great things that this community is doing, from broadcasting, broadcasting games or concerts or even plays, to just being a bigger community and supporting each other through what we do. It's amazing to see.
Also, it could and should be said that in many cases last year, as we did these broadcasts, we heard just the same from our opponents, saying, we appreciate what you guys are doing, and we love the production. And we've even heard from other schools saying, hey, would you show us what you're doing so we can do what you do?
And it's great for the town, it's great for the community, and it's great for the players.
Isn't it? Meanwhile, on the field, Diaz, I guess they're going to call him down. It looks like he did get a knee down as he caught that ball.
I think he was kneeling down and when he picked that up. And you see that sometimes with punters. Whenever there's a bad snap, they'll be on one knee when trying to pick it up. And you can get away with that in the pros. But in college and high school, once you're down, you're down.
And so the Jaguars here with kind of a bit of a reset here. In fact, they had the ball first to start with, and so here we are.
We got ourselves a big set of downs here for our defense. Looks like we're coming out in a 34 and a too high shell. We're probably going to be running cover 2.
So maybe looking pass or at least to stop a long gashing run here. Number 11, that's Salazar in motion. Oh, and we got some movement on the line apparently, unless now we see,
we got clapping. It looks like a false start.
Is the guy in fly motion ever guilty of doing something wrong?
He is. It didn't look like he was on that side. It looked like it was somebody on the line. If the gentleman who's going in that fly motion begins to attack the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped, that's an illegal procedure.
So he's got to stay straight on that. But that wasn't the case, as you mentioned on that.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. There's the motion again. And here's a pass, short pass. That's going to be caught by number 20. Stopped by Archuleta, caught by Avelino Trujillo, the junior wide receiver for Capital.
And that's a good job by Capital, understanding that they can get that pocket moved, get their quarterback a little on the perimeter, and let them see a little bit more of the field. I'd be curious to see if they can do that to the left side. I know that they did that during their scrimmage, and it seems like that's kind of their bread and butter type of passing protection.
Well, and we've seen some different looks, whether it be a new weapon, whether it be a new formation, as you say, moving the pocket. So these guys are mixing it up to keep Grants on their heels a bit here. Second and about 3, really more like 2, as Munoz.
Oh, they didn't call that flag.
Yeah, no,
yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, and that's what we were talking about before.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he just cut a little too early. That was Trujillo there.
You know, Grants needs to be a little wary of that counter, because it looks as though that Capital's trying to set up rolling out, throwing, and they might try a rollout throwback or a counter to the backside.
7:01 in this second half. Sun finally helping us out here and hid behind the mountains back there. A good crowd here today. We have the obvious sort of deficiency here with the stands that we're trying to get fixed up, but that didn't stop people from coming out.
No, you know, the Pirate fans are in full support here at the port.
Here's Diaz looking good left. He's at the cross of 50, the 40, the 35, and finally at the 30. Brought down by Night Long and Andreas Lazos there. Heck of a gain for Diaz.
That's what we were talking about before. You can see he's got that upright stance, but when he's about ready to make contact, you can see him lower that shoulder and be the hammer versus being the nail.
He got all the way to the Grants 31 on that big gain for Diaz. And so Capital providing some good looks here for the fans that traveled all the way out here.
Looks like the Pirates are still staying in that 34, which is a fairly standard formation versus a spread team.
Here we go. Munoz now looking right. He's going to find the receiver. That's big hit over there. Everhart's helmet comes off on the hit over there. On the catch is Trujillo.
Yeah, it looks like Everhart's going to have to come off if his helmet came off. And, you know, if we are running a cover 2, which it looks like we're doing, you're looking at one of your corners right there to set in that flat so they can pick up that slant. And a lot of times if you have a younger corner, it's very tempting to run with the guy streaking down the field.
Right, but he's got the advantage, and you got to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the 17 now, so 14-yard pickup on that pass to Avelino Trujillo. And now Munoz with an empty backfield.
Oh, this has got to be a quarterback draw.
Heard it first here. Oh, boy, look at this. To the left, and he squirts through. Finally brought down by number 20, but not before Munoz gets all the way to the 5.
Tyler Everhart's checking back in the game. I'm looking to see if we're going to roll one of those linebackers up and try and fit him in the line because we're close to the line of scrimmage.
And with 5:20 to go, it would leave little room for Grants to sort of make its statement, trying to answer this touchdown or points if they are to get any.
It's a good move by Coach Wilcox, keeping 3 men out there. They can cover the...
Munoz and wide open in the left corner there was number 89, and that is Brandon Solis, the senior, who ran a nice route there. He just got beyond his defender, and he found a pocket where nobody else was.
Yeah, what you're looking for on that route, you're breaking to the corner of the end zone, that back pylon, and the quarterback, all he's trying to do is imagine that there's a bucket in the back. And so he's throwing a rainbow football, trying to drop it in the bucket, and it was well done across the board. The coverage wasn't bad either.
No, his defender was just maybe a half step behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Munoz, though, with a nice little touchdown. And Munoz, a junior, he knows what he's doing out there, no question about it. Here comes the extra point attempt here. And
looks like we jumped offside there, Coach.
See the
Number 20, it looks like they're calling. And it looks as though that Capital, if that is the case, it would make sense that Capital go for 2.
Yeah, just that extra little bit of space they have to work with.
You know, and I would be absolutely surprised if Capital did anything other than some sort of quick dive or draw with a middle zone and inside zone run. And it kind of looks like that's what they're setting up to do right here.
This looks a lot like that touchdown run a moment ago with Diaz in that 2-back field there. Let's see what happens here. And, of course, nope, it's not Diaz, though, but it is Fabian Ryan, the sophomore running back.
There you go. You know, something that the Pirates need to be aware of is it seems as though Capital is having quite a bit of success going under center and some of these shorter inside runs. Something that the Pirates need to be aware of, though, is running that play action fake, faking that run, and then booting somewhere outside. If we get a little too comfortable thinking it's going to be a run, they might be able to spring something big on us.
So with 5:02 to play in the half, 22-14, Capital with the lead. And Grants does have a chance here. Question is, in a hurry-up style offense, do you want to kill this clock whether you score or not, or do you want to sort of take your time and make sure you get something so that you're not going down 8 points at half?
Yeah, you know, and that depends on the coach to coach. What I'm guessing we're going to see here is Coach Hernandez will see where we get the ball, where we return it to, and then you're going to want to take a look at that first play. If we can get positive yards on that first play, I think that we go into a hurry-up and see if we can score.
So you got 11, 12, and 13 back to receive. That's Gonzalez, it'd be Hill, and Long. One of these young men will return it if the kick gets back there, and that's maybe – oh, wow.
That was a great kick.
Big leg by Capital, and that
Yes.
one, no one's going to return that one.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Coach Hernandez is going to kind of fill out the situation because, like you said, you don't want to go down by another score. But then again, you want to attack constantly. And so if you have the opportunity, if you could, back whenever I played, if we could get a Josh Baca to get us about 10, 15 yards, then maybe we could get into a hurry-up type of offense and see if we could get down there and get a quick score.
So let's see here what Coach Hernandez has cooked up on the offensive side.
It'd be nice to see him run that option to that weak side right here away from the trips. I think that it looks like Capital has been set up to where they are pinching a little hard. And if you look, they can just read that defensive end, and then it's one-on-one with the safety.
So Everhard back there with Lazos to his left. And the handoff will go to Lazos. He's got some room. Oh, boy, here we go. Lazos, 40, 45, across the 50, and finally hit out of bounds. Oh, it happened so quickly, brought out of bounds by Javier Martinez, but not before. Lazos gets all the way across the 50 to the Capital 46.
And now we hurry up, and that's why we call Lazos hot sauce, because of plays like that. But now we should be hurrying up right now, getting people in and out and start moving those chains, getting that ball closer to that end zone.
Grants at the Capital 46, thanks to hot sauce. Well, you put the hot sauce on, and then things start burning. Isn't that what it is?
I tell you, that kid, for as young as he is, has got some moves.
From the 46, this is Everhard looking left, off pitch left. This is a beta across the 40 to about the 39 here. Good pickup there for a beta looking left, and a new look on the tackle there, number 30, Dominic Baca for Capital. So different kind of look for Grants, and all of a sudden, we're cooking inside the 40, but with 4:28 to go.
Watch for Tyler Everhard pulling the ball to the left side here. Oh, no, he gave it.
A little sort of counter handoff. Ooh, that's a beta again, but stood up at the 40. That's a great hit.
It was. Oh, he's getting up off the ground right there. He's ready to rock and roll.
I believe that was delivered by 29, Fabian Ryan.
I tell you what, that was what you call a woo hit, and that is when the crowd goes, woo!
Hey, these Jaguars have come to play.
I tell you what, this is a great game to watch. I love the competition.
Grants, 3rd and 4. driving. Under 4 minutes here, trailing by 8. Everhart out of the shotgun now.
Got
passing across. Oh, just a little short. He would have had V. Hill, no question.
You know, and it's going to be tough for Everhart to complete that pass because they're bringing the heat but from the outside, and those two guys are coming unblocked. We just don't have enough guys to block them, and that's why both those receivers were wide open. If we can get that, that's an easy touchdown.
Here we go. Now the setup here, 4th down, 4th and 4. I've got 4th and 4. Everhart, Lazos in the backfield. Oh, we got the movement we needed there. That could be a first down, and that would be a gift. Better than Christmas to these Pirates here.
I'm going to tell you right now, Coach Hernandez is calling a great game right now. This drive is going to perfection.
There it is, and it was offsides Capital. First down Grants at the Capital 35. Coach, I'm hearing Steve Brown in the air, but is he up on top of that press box?
Yeah, they got him up in that big press box across the way. Looks like an option here. Oh no, we're going another to
Lazos. A little hesitation move, but nevertheless.
21 on the tackle.
Diaz, who does everything for Capital, on the tackle of Lazos for a gain of loss of 1, pardon me.
I'll tell you what, Diaz is all over the field, isn't he? He's kind of a one-man wrecking crew on that defense.
He does a little. We've called his name a lot. Now with 3:13 to go.
This is where you want to take a shot. Maybe get yourself a play-action pass. Take a shot a little deep.
Archuleta to the right.
There you go.
And he's looking left is Everhart.
Good catch.
Caught there by Gonzalez. He's still on his feet. Finally dragged down.
You know, I was talking
inside the 25.
I was talking to Gonzalez here a little earlier in the week, and he was talking about wanting to go to the next level and then continuing his football career. He keeps making plays like that. He's going to have no problem.
That's the way you get attention around these parts. And the Pirates now not quite knocking on the door of the end zone. They're at the Capital 21.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Everhart right there. He had a little time, pulled the trigger, and it was a great pass.
Lazos now looking for a little room right. He shakes a tackle. It'll be a no gain thing here. So,
you know, Coach, within the next play or two, I would expect to see Tyler Everhart fake one of those zones across the middle and pull it and go scooting across the football field here. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see it right here.
Actually, it's a loss of 1 for Lazos, unfortunately. And we'll see what Everhart, how he looks at things here at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's reading this overhang backer on the right side.
Okay, and Lazos is going to be sniffed out. Diaz on that. Pardon me, that's not Diaz.
Big number 69 got the tackle.
That is 69, Isaiah Valdez. Coach Ron Martinez helping us out on the spot here tonight. We thank him very much.
And if you take a look at Everhart here, he's reading this backside overhang backer, which is number 10. And if that guy comes crashing at all, he's going to pull it. Now he's going to be reading the same guy right here. And if he crashes, I would expect him to pull it.
3rd and about 6. Everhart now with the pass, and just a little too high there for Joseph V. Hill. He was there, so that's a good sign. And there was a lot of room for him to run. But
you know, and that's one of those bright spots that we were able to see on the film, Coach. They run great routes. Everhart's got time, and he's seeing the field. I think that with a week or two more practice, just to iron out some of those kinks, maybe shake off some of that rust, I think that you're going to see an offense that is going to be very capable of big plays.
He'll see things differently after the benefit of having this game.
Yes, sir.
A moment ago I misspoke. I said 4th and 6. It's more like 4th and 16.
Oh, you got to go for it.
Here's Everhart. Look at this. Down the right, in the corner. Oh, and it's just a little short, and it's intercepted by Avelino Trujillo. He was looking for Gonzalez.
You know,
and it just didn't have enough air under it.
You know, I'm fixing to say something that everybody is going to go, but I believe Capital would have been better served dropping that interception, because if they would have dropped that interception, they would have got the ball somewhere around the 20-25, and you can't tell a player that. You can't tell a student athlete, don't go for the interception. It's football.
Right.
But as a player, you got to fight that natural instinct. And I think that any football player could agree that it's almost impossible to fight.
Well, the reality is, if they happen to misstep in some way deep in their own territory, that can open up just any number of things for Grants to capitalize on.
Well, we got a little time here. We got a timeout. Look, we can take it all the way back to a few years ago when Grants was playing Silver City, and we were in a similar situation. We were backed up on the 1-inch line, and we did not have any plays from under center because we just never practiced that. We just got a new quarterback installed, and so my biggest fear was we were going to take one false step back, and they would have got a safety. That would have been the end of the game. Luckily, it didn't turn out that way. We had a great running back, a great offensive line. Well, great team, just to be honest. And TJ, scooting downfield. That was, but I tell you, that's one of those things that you really do need to be concerned about is that false step, any kind of bad snap, anything like that.
That's right. You got to be perfect down here.
Yeah, and I would expect Capital, if they do run anything under center, which we have seen before, I would expect them to line up in one of those tight formations, maybe have 3 backs back there, and just do something like an inside zone.
Create a little room.
Yeah, and I'm wrong. I'm absolutely wrong. They're going.
Well, let's see what happens here. So Capital on their own 1-yard line, and Grant's smelling blood here. Here's a run, though. Trying for some yardage up the middle, and not a whole lot there. Not a whole lot there for Diaz. In fact, no gain, maybe even a slight loss.
That was great job by Coach Wilcox's defense right there.
54 of Grants on the tackle. That's Xavier Arias.
Xavier's another one of those leaders that you like to see getting in there making plays.
Here comes Capital, a tight formation here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, look at this. Bounce right, and he's got a little block there.
I'm surprised a flag didn't fly for that.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that, too.
And it's not because it was a devastating block so much as it was a blindside block, which is no longer legal.
So the tackle comes from Julian Abeda, but not before Munoz got right, and a good play call there by Capital. They get to their own 17, creating that space they desperately needed.
And you saw Tyler Everhart out there. You're not going to fool Tyler with one of those zone read pulls. He's seen that far too often. This isn't his first rodeo around here.
And so Capital now, with the benefit of a little bit of yards behind him. Now let's just see if they'll attack or if they'll be content to kind of ride things out the second half. Munoz rolling left.
That's that
pitch
option.
to Diaz. It pays off across the 30. He goes out of bounds at the 39.
I saw that option. They didn't run it often in their scrimmage, but when they did, they ran it very well. And that was one of the bigger concerns I had coming into the game for the Pirates was them not being able to see that option play on film as often as they would have liked. And so I'm curious to see what in-game or halftime adjustments we're going to be able to make against that.
And with that option pitch, it just seems to the layperson here that until you see whether he's going to flick it or keep it, I mean that's a moment of that you can't quite guess every time.
In that play is designed to make the defense wrong no matter what they do. What you're basically doing is you're taking everybody on offense and putting them on a person to block, except for one, and then that's the person you're going to read. And if they come attack the quarterback, you pitch it to the running back. If they go after the running back, you've got an athletic quarterback like the Capital Jaguars or the Grants Pirates do. He keeps it and he scoots for a few yards.
It's a thing of beauty, and these are things we see mostly at the high school level, maybe a little bit at college. These are not trick offenses. These are just offenses that you can use with any athletes you have and be successful with them.
And the great thing about these types of offenses is there's a lot that you can do in very simple terms. So I don't know the offensive terminology that Coach Hernandez uses, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that he was able to install it so quickly because it's fairly simple. However, a great coach, and you can see this with Coach Hernandez, is able to, and even Coach Wilcox, they're able to mix and match and take these simple concepts and make them look very complex.
And so with 44 seconds to go here, now timeout Grants in that case.
Oh, it looks like we've got a little Bill Belichick and Jack Del Rio jousting going on here. You know, timeout, see what they've got lining up, and maybe another timeout to see how the offense is lining up.
While we have a chance here, just want to mention that distracted driving, Coach, is the leading cause of road accidents involving teens.
Yes.
And these are people near and dear to our hearts.
Yes.
So we encourage everyone to stay safe, stay alert, and always be aware of your surroundings. And we thank Farmers Agent Melinda Nieto Montano for bringing these important safety messages to our school. Always make safe decisions, Pirates.
You know, and as a new father, I'm gonna throw that out there for our listeners.
Please do.
As a new father, that's one of my bigger fears is that distracted driving, because it's very scary and it's very easy to become distracted.
It sure is in this day and age where we're so connected to those devices.
Yes.
And we're all a little bit guilty of it no matter what. Here we go. Munoz, empty backfield, looking to pass, and looking for, this is caught in stride.
Oh, that turf monster got number 23.
By Javier Martinez, and unfortunately, Coach, that could have been a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, it was a great pitch and catch. That's turf monster just jumped out and got him, though.
Something reached up and grabbed his ankle. I'd never heard of the turf monster
Oh,
before.
You've never heard of the turf monster? It gets everybody. You go out on the turf, it'll sneak up and it'll bite you.
But now Capital all the way to the Grants 30 with 32 seconds to go. And riding every bit of momentum.
Oh, looks like we got another timeout. That doesn't look like Capital had enough players out there.
All right, so Capital with, as you said, the timeout here. And so we'll see what happens here. Want to remind everyone that this broadcast brought to you almost 100% by the students of Grants High School, and a couple of volunteers here in the booth to try to make things interesting, and so a
couple guys just can't get away from the game, it seems.
Just it's a natural progression, Coach. You play the sport. At some point, you want to be doing this. You want to be the commentator.
And we spoke about it before, and this is my little slice of heaven. I had the opportunity to grow up here and play for the Grants High School Pirates. We won a district championship when we played. It was everything I hoped. When I had the opportunity to come back and coach, it was everything I hoped. And now seeing Coach Hernandez take over this team, and what a good young coach he is, it's more than I could have ever imagined. It's
been exciting. I've almost stopped thinking about that it's Coach Hernandez's first game.
It doesn't seem like it, does it, Coach? He is.
Munoz. Sorry about that, Coach, but Munoz keeping left. Looks like he might. Nope, he's still on his feet. Finally ripped out of bounds.
Oh, wow, he is.
By Andreas Lazos.
And I say this very affectionately, squirrely. I mean, he is tough to bring down. He can make 12 guys miss in a phone booth. He's just, twinkle toes, if you will.
And they've got time for a touchdown here or a score.
There it is.
Again in the corner.
It's that same concept.
This time it went to 89. That is Mr. Brandon Solis.
Again, that's his second touchdown of the day. And it's that
maybe
same
same exact, as you said, concept play.
Yeah, and it looks like it's just a simple smash concept. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get that that corner to sit over there on the shallow area of the field, over in the flats, and then you want to see if you can get your slot over top into the corner. And they were able to do that both times.
And Capital shooting for one here.
Ooh, they're trying to be a little tricky there. It looked like they were trying to get Grants. Oh, we got a false start here, Coach. Yeah, it looks like this is just going to be a product of rust and having not been playing for 2 years.
It's been a long time for both of these teams. Of course, the last time we remember these Pirates on the field, it was that Bernalillo contest, and what a great game that was.
It was. That was a great game to be a part of. I would say over the last 20 years, there's been a lot of great games that I've been able to witness here at the Port of the Pirates.
It's great to hear you say that, especially just because it was two teams that apparently were evenly matched, and it's great to see the two teams locking up, much like this happening here. The 2-point conversion is good. That's Isaiah Sanchez Valencia on the catch.
That was a great call by the Capital Jaguars coaching staff. You know, getting that extra point slid in without the threat of a true defense out there. That was a very crafty move, and one that I tip my cap to the coaching staff of Capital.
So now, all of a sudden, not just now, but all of a sudden, it seems like Capital has opened up a 16-point lead, 30-14. Grants will receive the second half kick, but with 11 seconds, it looks like this will be the score we'll have going in unless Grants can run one back here.
You know, and in my many years of watching football, I can tell you never say never. I've seen kickoff returns for a touchdown that would put a team up in less than 2 seconds.
And maybe we'll see that here. Hopefully we will. And this one's going to get all the way to the end zone again. So 30-14 Capital with the lead here on Grants on the first Friday night of prep football here in New Mexico. We're all so thankful,
yes,
again, to be out here. And it's just seeing fans, you know, Frito pies, and, well, I guess we don't see.
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking about how much I'm going to miss having those nachos. I think that we've got the best nachos in our district.
I'm sure that's a sentiment that's going to be shared all over the New Mexico.
I hope so.
Everyone thinks they got their best nachos. Here's a run here, a beta, and that should kill the clock. That's going to get to about the 25 for him. And 34, Angelo Baker on the tackle. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first half here as Capital coming to Grants and opening up a 30-14 halftime lead. Coach, this was a close game for much of the first half here, and then Capital just kind of took control, it seemed.
You know, and looking back, it's a few of those opportunities. You know, if the ball bounces one way versus the other, but unlike some other sports, being down by 16 points, that's really nothing.
No.
That's really nothing. 2 scores, we're fine. We're right back in the game. And you've seen that we have the capability. Coach Hernandez's offense is very high scoring, very quick. And this is coming from a school like West Mesa. And so I would never count the Pirates out from those quick scores.
Absolutely. And besides that, they will receive the second half kick. So these are the times when you're glad that you kind of deferred in the first half and you got a chance to start off with something good. You know,
and it's also the opportunity to work in some of the plays that you may have been setting up over the course of this first half.
There you go. So it's Capital 13, Grants 14. There's a lot of new to talk about. Capital, a young team as well, but they're looking good tonight. And here we go. So, just considering the layout here, we're about to get. I don't know what about to get means, but gonna have some new bleachers across the way there.
We are. You know, the improvement made here to the port it's stunning. You know, I remember back when, first of all, these bleachers have been here since I was in high school. But, you know, it's got such character. The scenery is beautiful. And for my money, I have never seen a prettier view right before kickoff.
It's something that, you know, when you look off to Mount Taylor from the other side where we usually are, the colors, it's almost, I've got some, actually, I got to tell the story. I got a friend that lives off in Chicago who used to live in New Mexico. I sent him a picture of this very scene that we're talking about, and he said, "Well, what'd you do to doctor it up, or how much did you Photoshop that thing?" I said, "No, that's a shot from Grant Stadium.
Yeah.
That's the one."
You know, I in college, I was in a fraternity. I was a Pike, and one of my good friends, Jay O'Hara, had moved from New York, and I could not fathom or wrap my head around why somebody would move from Ithaca, New York, to New Mexico. Until he said, well, it's the most beautiful place I've been to, and it made total sense because it is absolutely the most beautiful place I've been to.
Absolutely. So, while we have some time here in this halftime show, you know, as we've got a little time in this halftime show, Coach, There's a lot of positive that we saw from Grants this half. Who are some standout players? What are some standout things that you kind of saw from the Grants team this year on offense or defense?
Sure. Well, obviously, you're looking at Everhart, who's Mr. Everything on the field, and we kind of knew he would. He's that kind of athlete. Mm-hmm. But then you've got some surprises. You've got Manuel, who was one of the team captains, stepping up as a sophomore. You also have players like Knight Long stepping into the football field and playing great. I'm very impressed with our offensive line. I think that Coach Wilcox is doing a great job defensively and slowing this very powerful Capital offense down. Mm-hmm. And then if you look at the offensive side of the ball, Coach Hernandez has everything clicking and rolling. I would not be surprised to see Grants put up another 35 points.
And that's the thing. If Grants fans are feeling down a little bit right now, we saw so much good from that offense. Yes. and the playmaking ability of your Lazos, of Gonzalez, and these guys. So it's almost, you kind of alluded to it. If some of those passes that just went beyond some fingertips could have happened, this could be a whole different game.
You know, and as a team effort, this is great to see. Something that is very impressive to me is, yes, there are a bunch of standouts out there, but it is a team effort which is driving.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And on the Capital side, of course, they kind of did a little bit of everything.
Yes.
They ran, they passed, they rode Diaz, the quarterback Munoz. They kind of just presented a mixed bag.
Yeah, and they showed everything that they've done film, and they've executed it very well. You know, they're rolling out to move that pocket, throw the ball around a little bit. That speed option is working well. If I were the Pirates, I'd be wary of them coming to the weak side with that speed option, and it looks like that when they get into that power set, when they get into that three-back set, they are kind of moving that line of scrimmage and able to push the line the direction of the
behind. Capital, however, with the benefit of a 14-point lead, how does your game plan change in that case?
You step on the gas.
You step on the gas.
You step on the gas. You know, there's that general rule. 35 points, you get up 35 points, then you can let off the gas, then you can get your backups in. But especially for teams like Grants, teams like Capital, who are wanting to make this statement, who are trying to gain that respect throughout the state, you step on that gas. You let people know. And I would do it if I were in Grants' position or in Capital's position. Mm-hmm. And then once you start getting to that area, that's when you can start letting it off and getting some of those other players in.
And how important in general is just to, no matter where you end up in this game, on the losing side or the winning side, what's the impression you want to be left with as a coach?
You want to, when I say the word fight, I don't mean fist fight, but you want to see fight in these young players. You want to see them scrapping for every inch. Like Emmanuel Gonzalez, who catches that ball, gets hit, scraps for a few more inches, or a Lazos making those runs, a Tyler Everhart. But you want to see that fight within this team to let them know that they can move to that next level.
Very good. So, looking at the halftime here in the break, what do you think Hernandez is telling his team that very thing, or
yes.
What tweaks do you think he's trying to make in there?
Very few, honestly. If I were Coach Hernandez, I think that he's got a great game plan. You know, I might talk to Everhart and tell him he could pull the ball a little bit more. His passing is on point. The route running is great, and they're moving the ball. Maybe not necessarily at will, but they are moving the ball up and down the field. I think that he maybe just go in and tell them to clean up a few things, fight to the end, and good things happen. I think that that's probably where they're going to go. Now, they might go in and make a few tweaks to their option, maybe go to the weak side versus the strength.
Okay. So there you have it, the breakdown from the skipper to my Gilligan.
That's right.
The professor to my Gilligan. Coach, I'm so pleased to have you aboard here. But at any rate, the Grants Pirates down 14 at the half, and we'll see what they can cook up with in the halftime.
I think the Pirate fans should be excited because of all of the things that they're seeing with this young team, and Capital fans should be excited with the things they're seeing from their team as well.
That's great. I got to give a shout-out, actually, to the Capital uniforms. They kind of got that turquoise thing going on. I mean, we can be in awe of
I wanted to interrupt you so many times during that first quarter because their numbers were shining directly in my face because they've got those reflective, and it was awesome. It was awesome to see.
Kind of little gold and turquoise action.
Yeah, and if we're giving shout-outs, I want to give a shout-out to my wife and my brand-new born son.
Please do. Oh, my goodness.
My son, River Lee Thompson, he is the joy of my life, and I do not regret anything because he is amazing, and I love my wife and my son so much, and I thank you for giving me the chance to say that.
You're blessed. We're all blessed to be here. And, boy, Little River, will you pinch his cheeks for us?
Oh, I will. And you know what? He's at home wearing his number 5 Thompson jersey, and he's a Pirate through and through. He's ready to step on the field if Coach Hernandez gives him the opportunity.
Terrific. So, all right. Well, that's good to know. Little River, River Lee, you said?
Yes, sir.
Well, how about that?
Yeah, River Lee. He's named after my grandfather and my father.
Will you picture? Is he going to play football someday?
You know what? If he wants to, I'm not going to push him. I would prefer him to be an engineer or a doctor. But if he wants to step on the field and go toe to toe, I think that's a good thing. I believe fully that people learn just as much on a field or on a court as they do in other aspects of life. I truly believe that.
That's awesome. So yeah. So shout out to Jessica and Little River, and please pinch both their cheeks.
I will, and a lot of people may not know, but Coach Thompson is a track coach here as well.
That's right.
Yeah, and she's the head girls track coach, and she coached for a lot of years on the football team. She was the manager coach. She took care of all the managers and the manager duty.
Very good. So with that, we're going to send you off to some content here before we get the second half ready. So please enjoy this production here from the Angry Jack crew.
It's time for Campus Cops, where we always get our man. Well, usually. Starring Terrell Hawker as Officer TT Showbiz, Nick Trujillo as Officer Nico Fabuloso, Steven Archuleta as Two-Face, Asia Tifoya as Asia Dizzle 12 Thrizzle, and El Flaco, starring as El Flaco.
Sir, you want to see me? Don't ever tap me like that again.
Yes, sir.
But yes, I did.
Okay.
I heard you've been, just got out of the academy?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Well, I have the honor of having you on my team.
I didn't know.
Here's your best.
Yes, sir.
And, here's your badge now.
Sir, I need help putting this on.
Freaking noobs. Alright. And here's your badge.
Thank you, sir.
Wear it proudly.
Where does it go, sir?
Right here, son. Now, I'm the best there is at what I do. But what we do isn't nice.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Hold up. Getting some from dispatch.
Officer TT Showbiz, we got a code 2319 in the north area of the building. Get over there as soon as possible.
Alright, this is our one chance we got to go. You want to go now?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, let's get going.
What are you doing?
So I've been checking your records.
Yeah.
And you're pretty clean. What were you doing out there?
I was just trying to get out of school. I mean, it's boring.
Usually hang around those kind of kids, like bad influences, doing stuff like that.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I kind of get along with everybody, so I'll be hanging around with all kinds of people.
So I don't usually do this, but based off your records and everything, I'm going to give you an opportunity to kind of work for me. Because you know everybody, you can talk to them, and I need some inside information around here.
Yeah.
So I want you to be like an inside informant for me. Okay? You'll kind of be out in the streets, kind of figuring out everything. But I need you to check in with me every single day so I can get my information, but that way I know you're still kind of staying clean and you're not going to go back.
Yeah, I mean, I'll work with you. I'll get what you need done. I'll stay out the way while I'm doing it.
Because if I see you around again doing something like that, I ain't going to let you off this easy.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Sir, I lost him.
That's all right. I want to introduce you to our newest addition, Two-Face. Two-Face, this is Officer Nico Fabuloso.
Nice to meet you, sir.
If you have him ready, this is TT.
You don't need to introduce me.
All right.
Everybody already knows me.
Sure.
So what's the mission?
Well, we'll get that to you here in a bit.
All right, bring it in. Okay.
I told you I need my money. No, I can't accept any of that. Get me my money now!
Entertainment. Coach TJ Hawker, you mentioned him in the first half. He helped some of the GHS students last year put together that Campus Cops, this little spoof of the cop shows. And
yes.
And so that goes back to last year. But, we had such a good reception with that. People still get a kick out of it.
You know what?
Even I do.
I really enjoyed watching that on our announcements every day.
That's such a good young man. He was just up here
visiting
us in the press box.
Yes, him and his wife had come up to say hi, and former students. You gotta love when former students come down.
We got to see a picture of River up in. Look at that! Oh dear Lord! I'm
going to be honest with you, Coach. It's a good thing I can't post this because you wouldn't be able to see the game. It would just be right there, front and center. In case you're wondering what we're talking about, it's a picture of my son. I am a proud father, our first child, and I can't stop gushing over him.
Nor should you. But, these things matter when you live in Grants and when you have a close-knit community to speak of. People care about this stuff.
Very much so. And, oftentimes I was asked by friends who lived out of town or coaches that I had coached with, like, well, what is it about Grants? And, it's home. Mm-hmm. It's home. Mm-hmm. We have the best fans in the state. And, yes, we have the best fans. Our fans care about our team. Mm-hmm. They care about the community. Mm-hmm. And, you don't have to look very far for any kind of help. You need help.
That's
all you
correct.
have to do is simply ask.
Isn't it? That is the case. No question about it. And so we're about to get ready here for second half action. Now we're about a minute 30 left to go here as the teams kind of warm up on the field.
All right, Coach. Well, they're warming up. You ready to hear some of these numbers that we got? We've got
yes, please.
Coach Jesse Gamboa shooting us some stats.
G2 helping out things tonight. We appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
So right now we got I'm going to decipher some of this real quick. So we got a Pirates rushing touchdown, an interception by the Pirates. However, we do have some nice catches, and I was just talking about it with you just a moment ago by Manuel from Everhart and It's only going to be a matter of time before we can connect with Will streaking down the sideline. And I believe that if we can just take that energy from the first half, push it through the second half, I think we can get some stops and maybe go ahead and make a move on the Capital Jaguars.
Well, Pirates will receive this ball, so obviously they get the first crack at that, and they'll get a chance to get within a score instead of the 2 they currently are down by at this time. And you're right. You know, these things take time. You know, especially these quarterback, wide receiver, quarterback, running back, quarterback, tight end connections. These take a little time. In practice, it's so much. It may, you know, obviously everything that happens in practice doesn't always happen in the game, but it's, you know, with the reps, knowing Tyler, knowing these guys, I think no matter what, we're due for some due for some big plays from this
fireworks,
offense.
if you will.
There you go.
And it's something that, you know, momentum is. People can argue the value or the in value of momentum, but coaching for 20-some years, I truly believe that momentum is one of the biggest factors in a game. And if we can just get this momentum right here off of this kickoff return, I think we're going to be in prime shape to make a move.
And so, the familiar trio of Gonzalez, Vigil, and Long, that's 11, 12, and 13. Back for Grants. These guys haven't had a chance to return a kick today because of the power leg of Capital. Oh, and finally, he'll get a chance here, Gonzalez. He's looking left, little room, trying to squirt through there.
I'm going to be honest, Coach. That surprises me that the officials allowed that to be returned out of the end zone. That should have been a dead ball. Once the ball passes the end zone in high school, it's a dead ball on a kick.
And on the tackle, Jay Madrid and Josiah Gallegos.
And it may have been my angle. We don't have the best angle up here, but from where I'm standing, it kind of looked like it drifted a little bit in.
Be that as it may, Grant's at their own 19 to start the second half. And here we go. Lazos back there with Everhart. The 4-wide package. Here is Lazos left. Oh, he's got a hole.
He's gone.
He's got a hole. It's the 40. It's the 45. A little shake and bake to the outside. And
now it wasn't.
Lazos will get to midfield exactly.
You know, and it wasn't that option that we were looking at to the weed side. It looked like we were running just a trap over there to that left side.
Baker finally brought him down to the 50, but a heck of a gain.
Well, I'm getting in that it was a straight zone blocking scheme right there. I didn't see, but either way, it was really, really nice.
31-yard gain for Lazos. And Pirates are in business here. Everhart. Now with a short pass, there's that connection we talked about. Will Archuleta, he's at the 30. Down and cross the 25, inside the 25. And William Archuleta, who we figured could play, figure big in the second half, has got another nice play
and
for
they're
Grants.
moving fast right now, Coach. That was a play that they had set up earlier in the first quarter, that dive that they had kept running. They pulled it and just hit Archuleta running up the middle.
Grants now at the Capital 20, about 23-yard line. And here's Everhart waiting for that again. Lazos, right? He's going to get yanked down by Baker, who's been all over for Capital today.
That was dangerously close to a horse collar tackle right there. To be quite honest, I think that he may have got his hand in the neck area.
In the restricted area, if you will. And so loss of gain for Lazos.
But that's a penalty you don't see often in high school, is horse collaring. I think more often than not you're going to see that at the upper levels.
So Grants with the second and long, trying to keep that momentum up. Line doing a good job, giving Everhart some time. He's looking left. Archuleta all the way inside the 20.
Good catch.
That was a good. Oh, did they call it on the ground?
That is a little questionable from my standpoint right here. If it is an incomplete pass, it looked like he got both arms under it unless it snuck through.
Yeah, incomplete for sure.
That was good read by Everhart.
And he seemingly was wide open out there.
You know, it looks as though that Capital's sticking with this cover 3 look, and if they are and those corners are bailing, this should be open all day long.
So it's something that maybe the Grants coaches saw as an area they could exploit. Here comes Everhart now. This is Lazos slicing. 34, Baker on the tackle. And this is a pickup of about 4 for Lazos. And it's going to bring up a crucial 4th down already here early in the 3rd quarter, under 10 minutes to go already.
And you're absolutely right, Coach. I guarantee you that Coach Hernandez went in there, saw that they're stuck in that cover 3, and just decided to pick them apart on those perimeter passes.
Big 3rd down for Grants. Lazos in the backfield. Archuleta, top of your screen. And this is Everhart. Caught. That's caught by Joseph V. Hill. And we're waiting for some chains to move. It's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be
question.
about 3 yards short. That was a great round, great catch, though. Those are some of those bright spots that we've been talking about. These passes are going to eventually break, and especially as the year starts to progress, you get a little more comfortable with the system, understand where you need to make your move after the catch. Mm-hmm. These are the impressive things. These are the little things that we always talk about in a game that Coach Hernandez seems to have a complete grasp on right now.
So it's turnover on downs here, and Capital at their own 16 now in business after that 4th down turnover there. So here is a run left. This is Diaz, and finally brought down there by number 20.
Looks like Capital kind of found something they like with that run to the left. Maybe their offensive line is a little stronger, maybe a little more seasoned on that side of the offensive line. I know that a lot of times coaches can favor their strong side, and so maybe that's what we're seeing right here.
But I can't even think of the last time they went right with anything. It's all been left.
Yeah.
Arias on the stop there for Grants, meanwhile, and Capital at their own 27.
You might see him sneak that guard, their left guard. He's a pretty good pulling guard right there. They might try and sneak him to the right and trap.
Now everything's stacked to the top. The 3 wides is 1 below, but it's the same bread and butter, and that's Diaz. He's been a lot for them. Arias there on the stop again.
Diaz is a tough runner, isn't he? It doesn't take 2-3 kids to take him down. One person just isn't going to do it. And Xavier is a strong young man. He can squat upwards of 500 pounds. And it's nice to see him out there laying the smack.
Medor also in on the help. Larry Medor, 5-yard gain for Diaz. Yeah, and Diaz has been in there. Been in the backfield all game long. Hasn't really needed a break.
Yeah, he's there every down back, it looks like. And if he's getting yards, you may as well lean on him as much as you can.
Here we go with Munoz. Fake handoff that time. This time looking, off the fingertips.
Looked like Manuel Gonzalez was going in there for that clean hit right there. I think if he would have been able to look around a split second sooner, he may have been able to pick that off and take it to the house.
That was looking like it was setting up for something.
But, as a coach, as a player, that big momentum that we just got done talking about, if he would have been able to hit that, if the receiver caught it and he would have hit him and got one of those woo hits that we're looking for, that may have changed that momentum in our favor.
3rd and 6 for Capital. 8:11 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Munoz. Moving right now. Now cutting up the middle. He missed tackle there up the middle. He's got a first down, 40, 45, and he finally kind of sits down.
That was a great job there.
46.
Night long, sitting home, making sure he forces that quarterback into where all his help is. That's something that a lot of young corners have difficulties with. But it looks like Knight is taking his coach's advice, forced him back to where all of his help is, and he was able to get him down instead of springing it for another 30, 40 yards.
Because he takes one step left, and Munoz is or his left, and Munoz goes to his left, and there's a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, you had a receiver out there blocking him, and he was doing a great job. It's just Knight did a little bit better job of staying on that outside perimeter.
Capital 1st and 10 on their own 46. Munoz, handoff Diaz right. Now we're favoring right here. Munoz gets right to midfield.
And old William Archuleta coming in and stopping him hard, putting the smack down, sawing him in half. And, maybe that's why they don't like to run to the right as much, because it seems as though that we may have an advantage to the right. And as a coach, you're always looking for matchups, best matchups you can get. Sometimes a coach can find a great matchup and run it until they stop it.
4-yard gain for Diaz. Archuleta on the stop, as Coach Thompson alluded to here. 2nd down. 3 wides, 1 at the bottom of your screen. And Munoz just kind of taking things, surveying. Now nearing the 5-second mark of the play clock. There's Diaz again, and another first down.
You know what it is, Coach?
Flag in the backfield, but Diaz, 10-5 touchdown. I thought I saw a flag. Maybe I didn't. If not, that's going to be
about a 50-yard touchdown right there
for Diaz. And if we thought he was just power, he flashed a little speed there, Coach.
He did, and he is the total package. I am very impressed watching Diaz run the ball. I think that a lot of people in 5A should be put on notice with the way he's running it, because Coach Wilcox and this defensive unit that's out there on the field is no slouch. Where they are good at what they do, and this kid is just working really hard.
36-16 is your score, waiting for the extra point here. But Capital with a chance to go up now 3 scores if they can convert this extra point, that is. And that's going to be good. 37-14 is your score, 6:36 to go.
And I finally was able to, I've got a little bit better view here when the sun's not shining in our face. I finally figured it out. They're pulling their right guard, who is also a great puller, and they're pulling him to the left with a simple trap. And it's working quite well because the guard from the right side, and I didn't catch his number, and if anybody knows his name, you can shout it out to us. But he did a great job of going and kicking. We had the guards were going up to the linebacker, and that's why Capital was able to get that big chunky yards.
Well, whatever they're doing, it's working well right now, as they have scored since 14-14, 23 unanswered. And Grant's just looking for something to go right for them. That last drive for Grant's, it was a momentous drive. It looked good going down, and they just couldn't finish it up. Let's see if they can come back here with a renewed sense of urgency against these Jaguars.
And you hit the nail on the head with the word you just said, urgency. Urgency is getting things done in a timely, impressive manner without hurrying.
And this time, Grant's wisely letting that kick get into the end zone, and they'll start at their own 20.
And also, when you're thinking about urgency, you're not just trying to hurry. It's a need. It's a need is what you're trying to tell your players. You need to move with a purpose. Everything you should be doing on that football field should have a purpose, whether you're getting to the huddle, running a route, taking a snap, getting your hands in position for a block. Urgency in everything that you do.
And we'll need some of that here, as Grant's trailing by 3 scores here. Everhart in the backfield.
Ooh, we got him.
And people point fingers here, but this will ultimately.
That looks like another halftime adjustment by Coach Hernandez and the staff, maybe going on 2, trying to get a quick 5.
So it is an offsides, apparently. I didn't see a call yet, but that's okay. 1st and 5 then for Grants, and that every 5 helps.
Oh, yeah, 1st and 5 opens up your playbook. You got about 35 plays to call versus, 6 or 7 on 1st and 10.
Here come the Pirates. Snap goes to Everhart. Pitch right. Lazos luckily escapes a tackle, but he could not escape number 29. That's Fabian Ryan. Gain of maybe 3, which will bring up a 2nd and 2. Another definitely manageable situation here.
And you can see the urgency in the Pirate offense right here. They're moving with a purpose. They understand that this is a big drive. They need to get down and score it so they can bring themselves back into within 2 scores.
Here we go. Everhart. Beta is to his left. We haven't seen a Beta yet this half, but there he is. All kinds of Jaguars there to greet him at the 30.
I can't help but think that they're trying to set up something for an Archuleta or a Gonzalez streaking down the middle, because if you're playing a single high safety, you've got a lot of open field. Middle of the field is always going to be that kind of open zone, especially if you don't have linebackers getting back to that high hole. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Hernandez maybe give a little play action pass or an RPO look and see if we can hit one of our slots streaking down the middle of the field.
Third and short might be a good time to do that. And it looks like we've got some action in the field, and there it is. Caught. That is by Archuleta.
Going right back to that bread and butter. That's got to be something that they talked about in that half. They've been playing cover 3 this entire game and bailing off those off of our receivers, including William, who's playing one of those wideouts, giving us easy 5 yards. We should take that until they take it away from us.
Archuleta gets the Pirates to the 39 for a first down, and they'll refresh the downs here for Grants on the march now. Everhart now keeps with a bit of an option look. He does get across the 40 to about the 42 is where they'll spot it.
I tell you, Tyler Everhart is sneaky tough. You know, he may look like a tall receiver type on the field, but he hits every bit as hard as any one of those linebackers.
Yeah, you don't want to absorb a hit on defense from a guy like Tyler.
No, you do not. That's going to wear on your body.
Here come the Pirates once again. Everhart, Abeta. Abeta will take it now left. It looks like he got a little room. Couldn't get past that tier there.
You know, this is the first time I've really seen Abeta run the ball, and I like the way he runs it. He's not a whole lot of hesitation. He sees his opening and he goes, and there's nothing wrong with 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Grant's at the 45 with a 3rd and 4. A big 3rd and 4 now. Seeing as though we are under 4 minutes here, Coach, this quarter has flown by.
It has. There's been a lot more running, and if you looked at Capital, they almost got into their 4-minute offense a little earlier.
Here's Everhart with time, looking deep. Who's got it? Oh, it is caught. It is caught.
That's what we were looking for. That's exactly what we were talking about. Get that play-action pass and get William streaking up the sideline. I don't know if that was William or not, but
Manuel Gonzalez.
Oh, there it is. You know, Manny.
Manny?
Yeah, Manny is every bit as good as everybody hears about. He is that good, especially for a sophomore.
That was pure speed, Coach, and nothing but it. Nothing but that, and he got all the way to the Capital 11.
There's that hurry-up offense.
Tyler scrambling left. Still on his feet, finally dragged down, but not before he gets inside the 10.
You know, I like it when,
about the 9-yard line.
When Tyler is able to get outside that pocket and get a little more view, I like the way he moves. Slowing it down just a bit, but we are moving with some urgency.
Grant's on the move here with another shot here to score in the red zone of Capital. Lazos behind Everhart. Archuleta to the left. Lined up. Here's Lazos looking right in the teeth of the Capital defense, including Angelo Baker.
He's getting close. He's getting close. They're grabbing and clawing, and he's about ready to spring one.
So the Pirates inside the 10-yard line. Francisco Diaz also getting in on the tackle action for Capital.
Big down right here. We got about a 3rd and 5. This is, we don't need it all here. We need about half right here, Coach. A lot of people thinking, well, we need to get 5 yards. No, we're going for it on 4th down. We're down by 3 scores. Just need half.
I was going to say this is a 4th down must. Not that we need to get it to that, but here's Lazos. Lazos squirting up the middle, inside the 5. Will it be enough is the question.
Yeah, he's flirting. He's flirting with that line. It looks like we're good.
Wow. He got down. They're calling it. First down Grants, and Lazos with a huge run.
Here we go.
For Grants.
4 chances. Get in the end zone. We got about a 1.5 feet. We got this.
Grants desperately need to score here to stay competitive in this game.
I would like to see Tyler Everhart get right up under there and sneak that in. I think he can get up over top.
Here's Everhart. Takes the snap. It's low, unfortunately. Fake handoff Lazos, but Tyler wedges his way through. Tyler Everhart still waiting for the call. I don't see it yet.
Well, looks like we got
no call. Still for a touchdown. I mean, that ball is the tip is on the goal line, Coach.
And from where we're at, we've got a rough angle. I'm not going to question the officials, but that's the kind of link that you're looking for out of an Everhart. You can get that ball reached out. From where we're standing, it looked like he was in.
1:38 to go. Grants.
We got Valdo
knocking at the door.
Valdo maybe just punching it in right here.
Valdo to the right of Everhart. Oh, there it is. On his feet, Valdo, and he's in for the score. Coach, Capital loaded up the front part of the line, and all Valdo did was just kind of say, hey, you want to stack me in the middle? I'm going to go left.
You know, that looks like an auto call, Coach. As mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we were talking about the Pirates having both an inside and an outside zone. If it was called on the field or if it was called from the sideline, they just simply ran that outside zone, gained that edge, and they put 6 on the board. Valdo is a load to take down. This guy runs hard. I am very impressed. When he told me earlier, I was excited to see him run, and now I'm very impressed.
1:26 to play in the third, and they're looking for 2. Everhart looking left. Look at Valdo. Oh, nicely placed by Everhart. And I know. You look at Valdo, he put his hands up because he knew.
Yes.
He knew he was that close.
You know, and that just goes to show that Valdo's not just pure power. He's also speed, agility, hip placement, hip movement. It's something that you love to see out of a big back.
And taller by a couple of inches than that Capital corner out there too. So
you know, and that's exactly what Grant's needed. We're back in the game. We're back in the hunt, down by 17 points. We've got plenty of time on the clock. All it's going to take is one stop by the defense, and we are right back in it.
37-20, Grant's trailing with a good head of steam after that drive, an 81-yard touchdown drive. They started at their own 19.
You know, Coach, you know, it may be the riverboat gambler in me, but this may be a opportunity to take an onside kick, especially up here to the Pirate left. The Pirate left. They've got them outnumbered over there.
Let's see if he chooses to roll the dice.
You see that big open hole right there? That's
yes.
Number 10 is going in to fill it, but I would try and sneak one in. Maybe get a cherry pick, dribble it down the middle, see what you can do. I don't think it's going to hurt much right now.
Well, you see, interesting. Wilcox here with the kick. Let's see what kicking from the 40 that is. Let's see what he does here. Oh, he opts to kind of go for a mid-range kick, I suppose you could call it that. Fielded by Capital. This is 23, kind of going the wrong way here, but he regains the speed. His momentum there gets to the 45.
Yeah, number 23, Javier Martinez was kind of sitting his blocks up when he got that kickoff return. That's something that we used to see back when Isaiah Johnson used to play for Grants High School. He used to do that often. Kind of set your blocks up, let it develop in front of you, and then slash through the opening. And, you know, when it works, it's a beautiful thing to see. And even when it doesn't work, it's kind of awesome to watch.
That was awesome, Martinez. You know he's got some speed bottled up in those legs.
Oh, yeah, and you can see it. You can see him ready to uncork that.
Here we go, Capital now. Munoz, Diaz in the back. Actually, it's not Diaz. Munoz, though, he's going to roll right. Little pressure, Wilcox. Pass is wisely thrown out of bounds.
You know, in high school football, you can't throw the ball away to nobody. You can't throw it out of bounds, but there was a receiver close enough to him where the officials kind of let that go. And something that the viewers at home might not have noticed, Coach Wilcox has jumped into a 43, and it's a great move, especially considering the score and the time left and the amount of time left in the game. You're thinking as a defensive coordinator they're going to run, and a 43 is a much more powerful run stop than a 34 is.
Absolutely. Diaz makes his return to the Capital backer field as Munoz takes the snap, and who's going to get it? None other than Diaz. And here's Diaz with the right. Man, that kid can run, and boy, he applies a little stiff arm there for good measure, and he's going to get all the way. It is definitely a first down.
Yeah, our edge contained right there. Our edge, we didn't have the opportunity to set a real good edge. They blocked us down on that defensive end, and he was number 21 Diaz was able to get outside and scoot and make a few guys miss. But if we can just get upfield just a little bit more, set that edge, then force them back inside where all the friends are, I think we're going to be just fine.
Capital now, wasting no time, getting to the Grants 33 here with 39 seconds to go. Munoz rolling left. He's got another Munoz to his left, but he keeps instead Archuleta with the monstrous tag. He finally forces him out, that is.
Yeah, he slipped right out of Archuleta's arms and almost broke free. Luckily, he was pushed out. You know, this is a smart move by the Capital Jaguars and the coaching staff for Capital. It seems like they've got the Pirates a little bit on their heels, and so they kind of want to keep pushing on that gas, pressing the issue.
About a 7 yard pickup there for Munoz on that little end around, that little kind of option look.
Yeah, that's that speed option we've been talking about. They're really good at it, and I was surprised that they didn't unleash it a little more in the first half, but it seems like they're kind of riding it right now.
Number 10 with the rush and almost sniffed down. There is a flag. It's going to be something on the tackle.
Yeah, it looks like number 20 on our team may have got a piece of that face mask. It looked like a pretty good stiff arm, but we got more laundry on the far side.
Number 10 not on our roster, unfortunately. Nearly had him contained there, and he just kind of bounced out and kept his legs churning.
Yeah, and if it is a face mask, which is what it looked like from here, you can't fault the kid for that, because he's reaching out, he's trying to make a play, and sometimes you just grab what you can grab onto, and if it happens to be a face mask, then meh.
As long as it's not done maliciously, it's one of those things that you don't want to accept it because it's a penalty for your team, but you can maybe overlook it or just look at it as...
Yeah, we got a face mask on the Pirates, and I'm not sure. It looks like holding on the Jaguars. Is that what you got, Coach?
That's what I saw, and so these penalties are going to offset here.
Well, that's good news for the face mask because, again, you're right. You're just reaching out. It's not malicious intent. You're just trying to bring somebody down in the heat of battle. You're just kind of reaching out.
Is there a way to, as a coach, can you suggest a way to someone who's doing that to avoid grabbing that mask?
You know what? That's a great question. And, focus on hawk tackling, a system developed by the Seattle Seahawks and Pete Carroll of tackling, and it brings your head lower and your hands lower so you can avoid the head area.
Munoz left. He's got some daylight. Finally goes out of bounds with Larry Medor on his tail. But he gets inside the 20, actually all the way to the 17.
That was a good run. It was just a simple pull from the backside. He's reading that outside edge defender, and if that edge defender crashes, he's going to pull that every single time. That's his rule.
Pardon me, we're at the 13-yard line with 10 seconds to go. And the Pirates could really use a stop here, but right now Capital is just kind of going left, right, up the middle. They're having their way with Grants right now.
Yeah, a little bit. The Pirates are suffering from the lack of home crowd advantage. When we've got everybody on the bleachers, it kind of bounces off the library.
Boy, you're kidding. You're not kidding. And here's a pass. Oh, should have been. Should have been.
And that's that same smash concept. In a lot of the air raid systems, it's a one-step drop. You're shooting for 15 yards over top to the corner, and you're sitting about 5 yards somewhere in the flats for your wideout. And it's tough, especially if you're running a cover two, because that safety's got to track him all the way across the field. I would like to see the Pirates go into a little man coverage right here, press them, get them in their face, and that way that they can kind of stymie this passing game.
And yet, if you do that, Munoz is free to run, and he's been good at that today too.
And you're correct.
Here comes the snap, Munoz. He's going to give to Diaz, a familiar face, a familiar body for these Pirates, and he's going to get inside. He'll get to about the 8, and it's going to end the quarter, so we're going to switch sides.
Brought down by a host of Pirates, led by number 73, which we don't have on a roster, it looks like.
We need to update these things.
Yep.
Of course, these things change, as you know, sometimes
they do.
Right up to game time.
And living in a small town, if something happens along the line of a ripped jersey, I've seen home jerseys, because our colors are red and black. I've seen home jerseys come back pink. It's human nature, and so there's a lot of finagling and finessing. But I think as the year progresses and we get, I think that always the first time that you see the players in helmets, shoulder pads, it's very hard to identify them.
Of course.
But you give us a couple of days, a couple of times watching them, and we'll be able to pick them out even if we can't see their numbers.
There you go. And, we're dealing with the same thing with the Capital roster as well. So, Capital fans, if you're tuning in, we apologize, but we are doing our best up here. And we're having a lot of fun.
And we are. And both teams are playing lights out. It's great to see everybody participating, competing again. And it's been a great game so far. Yeah, yes, there's been some laundry, but they haven't been for egregious fouls. They've been for small things, a false start, an offsides, maybe a face mask that wasn't meant to be.
Right.
But for the most part, it's been a fairly clean game.
Right. Penalties of any kind, really.
Yes.
As you allude to here. All right. Capital, meanwhile, looking for some more. Munoz looking to pass and out of bounds.
He's rolling right again, looking for that same smash concept, trying to fit it into the corner of the end zone. They keep going to the well.
He was looking for Trujillo on that, and it was pretty close to being completed.
It was. He was about a foot out of bounds. His toe was just barely out of bounds. It was close. It was good coverage. The Pirates are doing well. That corner set exactly where he should. It had to be a perfect pass in order to be a touchdown. It wasn't, and that's why it was incomplete. You know, Manuel is playing well. I got to give a shout out to Manuel Gonzalez, a sophomore captain, kind of taking the reins here a little bit towards the end of the game.
You love to see it in a young man. All right, here comes, look at Munoz. He's got room to run. He's looking to pass, though, with Wilcox. Oh, that one is caught for a touchdown.
You know, and you almost, you don't want to contradict coaches, obviously, but you almost kind of want to see Munoz run that in. You know, he's got the open field. He's a strong runner. We've seen that already. Mm-hmm. And you can take that in, take the easier six, but if coach is trying to work on the passing game for the future, then I can see trying to get that one in.
He did have Montana Del Garrido on his tail. Maybe that was a factor.
You know what? And Montana is a hard hitter. You know, the moment when he stepped on the field, we knew that he was going to be a hard hitter. And you know, it runs in the family. It runs in the family. His brother played for a lot of years here at the high school, and he wasn't as big as Montana, but he could hit.
That's a good kind of football 101 class to have behind you.
Yes, very much so. And, you know, it's awesome to see families and grandchildren of families and grands staying home, being hometown players, and getting to enjoy the atmosphere.
Continuing these traditions that we so strongly love. Capital's going to run out of time here, I believe, unless they manage to get a timeout, and I don't think they did.
And you talked about traditions, and that's something that you know, you were asking about Angry Jack, and Angry Jack being around for about 36 years.
Right.
And that would be Coach Joe Burton who first brought that around, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure Coach Steve Brown can correct me. I know that Coach Ocampo, when I played, he preached Angry Jack as a mentality, almost like War Eagle for Auburn. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And when we were coaching here,
extra point kick, no good. So it'll remain 43-20 then.
And when we took over, we really wanted to continue that tradition. We think that it is a mentality, you know. Something that I used to say when I lived in Albuquerque is everybody from Grants has got a little G-Town in them, right? We've got a little bit of a chip on our shoulder. We have to work for everything. You know,
That's right.
Nothing's ever given. Mm-hmm. Everything that we have and we get is earned. And
that's true. And
I think that in itself is kind of encapsulates that Angry Jack attitude.
I love it, and it's there's a reason we Mr. Grinders he kind of pushed for us to call this network the Angry Jack Productions.
Yes,
there's a reason for that. It's part of that same sort of mentality of you know, there's a lot of good students at this school that don't always get their due.
I would
from the football field to the band and all in between.
Speaking of not getting their due, I'd like to point out that my man John Good coming in making a block right there on the football field. Number 74, I'm pretty sure that's Johnny. Let me double check here.
It sure is.
Johnny be good, man. That was a heck of a block. You love to see John Good out there doing work. Good job, John. But you're right. You know, this is an attitude. This is a mentality, the fight. The understanding that we have to work, the understanding that we need to get better every day. And, you know, I was talking to my wife the other day and said, I think I figured out part of the secret to life. And I think a part of that is getting better every day, no matter what it is you're doing. And that's something that Coach Hernandez and his staff preaches all the time, and you can see it on the football field.
Mm-hmm. And there's still a lot to play here, but already, and we even talked about it with some of the fans here in the halftime. We all keep saying things are going to be just fine.
Yep.
with this Angry Jack football team. Here's a little out. Oh, nearly intended there.
That was a great
for
read.
Manuel Gonzalez, but nearly picked up on number 30.
And you
Dominic
know,
Baca.
a lot of people say, "Well, you know, that wasn't a great pass," but actually, it was. It was a hair behind, a little second sooner. I think he would have completed that. But overall, it was a very nice pass.
And something unique we haven't seen from Coach Hernandez today.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
you know who's
something
been doing
new.
a really good job on that offensive line is Josh Wilcox. Has been holding it down all night long.
Tyler has largely had time to do what he needs. The pressure.
Oh, looks like Manuel's getting slow, getting up a little slow. And that's what we were talking about a little bit ago. And it seems like Coach Hernandez is understanding what's going down the field, and he sees it. That middle of the field is open. All you have to do is get one guy to sneak up, and we almost had one right there.
For a moment there, it looked like Manuel was grabbing that left hamstring.
Yeah, you know what? And he's a tough kid. He's right back out there, wants to play.
But he's back out there again, as you say. Here comes Tyler now. Inside his feet, inside the 5. Tyler looking to his left. Little toss there to Lazos. Lazos with some room. And he's going to get a first down, in fact.
You know, Lazos has been creating a lot of offensive production for the Pirates. I mean, not just Lazo, but it's nice to see that explosiveness. He's been compared to Darren Sproles coming out of the backfield, and I would agree with that.
And, you know, it takes a little time sometimes for these players to emerge, but once they do, and a low snap, and wisely Tyler falls on it. Tyler Everhart.
Yeah, that's a good job by rookie right there. I mean, you don't want to risk picking it up, maybe kicking it into the end zone because that ball is oblong and bounces funny. You don't want to be on one of those blooper shows that you see late at night.
So Grant, now all the way back to their own 12 with under 11 minutes to go. Running out of time here to make something happen, and that urgency you've been talking about is shown on the field here. Tyler, in and out of the hands.
Yeah, they're attacking that middle of the field. What they're doing is they're streaking a wide out right up the field to pull that corner off, and then they're trying to attack about 10, 12, 15 yards downfield right in the soft spot of that cover 3. Because if they can get that outside overhang backer just to take 2 steps forward, they've got them beat.
That pass intended for Lopez. He did get his mitts on it, so that maybe we could see him try that again and see what he can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Everhart. Across the middle. Caught by Archuleta.
Oh, that's a good.
And he's going to be a nice gain. He picked up most of what and more of what Everhart lost a moment ago on that bad snap.
I like that. You know, Coach, what they're doing right there is they've been attacking that same spot 12, 15 yards downfield over and over and over again. Then they go right over top of it to the outside with William, and they get a nice chunk of yards here. A big play for the Pirates.
However, it is a 4th and 3. I don't think there's any question that they're going for it.
Oh, you got to go for it. Maybe put the ball in rookie's hands, see what he can do.
We've got 10 minutes to play here. They basically have no choice but to. Tyler gets the snap, looking to pass. Now scrambling left, on his heels a little bit. And
there's the pass interference.
There's that interference call.
Yeah, that was. There was no doubt about that. It was a little early on the hit there.
Looking for Night Long. He seemed to have been passing into a kind of a pocket of Jaguars there, but that didn't matter. Night Long was in good position.
Oh, yeah. Knight had curled up right around 5-6 yards downfield. He was open. He had him boxed out, if you will. And that's all you're looking for. Those are those nickels and dimes that Coach Hernandez has been using as a supplement to that running game. And perfect example right there. And if it gets a little too salty whenever they're attacking that short pass, then you get something like a pass interference right here.
9:54 to play. Pirates trailing by 23 at 43-20.
Oh, Coach, it looks like we had a penalty on the Pirates. I didn't see the extra flag, nor did I catch the call, but it looked like they were offsetting.
Again, which is, I think, the 3rd time tonight that's happened.
I wonder if we had a hold. I didn't see a hold, but we may have snuck one in there or a call.
At any rate, it's now a 4th and 3 once again. Same position Grants was in just a moment ago. And now we'll have a stoppage in play here as Okay, there we go. Let's get it going here.
Yeah, I think we were just resetting for the officials here.
Everhart awaits the snap. He gets it. A little bit of pressure up front. Oh, look at that. What a nifty catch there.
Nice.
And he's still on his feet.
That was a nice toss and catch right there.
That goes to Manuel Gonzalez.
Man, Manuel's
First
having himself a game. We were talking about some of these bright spots earlier today. I think that everybody in Grants probably knows Everhart was kind of going to be one of the big dogs. He's been a big dog for quite a while. But some of these younger kids, like the Manuels, the Lazoses, they're really putting in work. The Larry Metters.
Here we go. First down to work with now. Here's Whoa, look at that. Lazos dropped the handoff, but look at how he turns that in.
I'm telling you,
positive
he is impressing me tonight.
Landon Moore on the tackle for Capital, by the way.
I think he is in prime position to continue that great tradition of running backs that Grants has, and we've got a ton of them.
We could name about 10 right off the top of my tongue here.
Yes.
Anyway, Grant's second down at their own 39. Everhart looking left. This is Archuleta again. Caught. Across the 50. He drags 1-2 Jaguars behind him. And gets to the Jaguar 46.
That's good stuff, Run it until they stop it. I like his mentality. I like what's going on. Take what they give you, and they'll march all the way down the field doing this.
8:48 now to play. Pirates in a little bit of a hurry.
There it
Everhart
is.
looking right to Lazos.
That's a great ball. That choice was a great choice.
Good choice.
I think if he would have been able to get it out a little further in front of him, he may have had a chance to run after the catch. But I like the choice. I really do. That was a great choice by Everhart, and especially being his first time starting quarterback at the varsity level.
Besides any successful play you can show on offense, it's just you got to prepare for it the next time.
Correct. These teams that we're fixing to face have got to prepare for a lot more than I think that they realize. We have weapons all over the field.
Pirates lose 3 on that, but they've still got the ball here, second down. Everhart with Lazos in the back. Look at this. Looking deep. It's going to be a little too far.
Who do we have streaking down the sideline there?
That would be number 12, Joseph Vigil.
Well, Mr. Vigil can fly.
Yes,
I'll
he
tell
can.
you what, I didn't know that he could run that fast. That was very impressive. Good for him.
So just a little off on the timing, but again, another weapon kind of reveals itself.
All right, Coach, is this a spot for some trickeration, or are we just making sure that we get a few more snaps right here and getting that first down?
Hey, you're the head coach.
Wow.
I say no. Let's just get another pass to Vigil downfield. Oh, look at this.
There we go. Oh.
Wow. Good tackle there by Diaz, the running back, who we've called a bunch tonight.
What was that, some 21-on-21 hitting there?
He was man enough to get in there against Everhart and get the tackle.
I tell you what, the way he was running towards us, that was kind of a scary sight. I'd like to see Everhart run the ball just a few more times, just to get his legs stretched a little bit this game.
Right.
Because I think that he is deadly when he hits the perimeter.
I'm trying to think back to a Grants quarterback that had that explosiveness at the line, and it escapes me right now.
Yeah, you can look like you could look like a TJ Hawker who played quarterback for a year. However, TJ wasn't necessarily a quarterback. That wasn't his true position, and the same can be said for Everhart. But they are few and far between. And Everhart throws a very good pass, a very good ball.
I actually thought of the young Mr. Corley, Cassius.
Oh, Cassius!
And when he saw a seam, when he saw that. He could get out of the backfield a little bit.
I tell you, and he was a very smart quarterback, too. He knew the offense probably just as well as the offensive coordinator.
So Grants turns it over on downs. Capital with 7:17 to work with at their own 45. Munoz. Ooh, wow. Ouch. Ouch.
That would be Everhart. That's got to be, yep. You can tell when rookie is flying upfield. That is what makes him an all-state safety right there. He has all the tools in the bag to go to the next level, especially at defense. I'm surprised he came down with that, Coach. That was a heck of a catch by that young man.
That hurt from up here.
Oh, a little bit. I might be sleeping a little crooked if I got hit that way. But that's the kind of fight that you want to see as a coach. You want to see that.
We still got game to play here.
Oh yeah, and it's a little disheartening if people are giving up, but you don't see that anywhere on the field on both sides.
That's right. Nice 7-yard gain despite that big tackle. That's despite the big hit. Here is Capital. He's still on his feet somehow. That's number 16.
Juan Munoz.
I'm wondering if there's a familial connection there.
You would think so, but the way that they're playing.
Lazos on the tackle.
Yeah, both Munoz boys are really doing work today.
6:20 to play. Grant's down 43-20. Every tick of the second is another chance gone to get back in this.
Yeah, and you see Capital running their 4-minute offense. When you're running a 4-minute offense, you kind of take it down to 10 seconds on the play clock and let as much time bleed off as you can. You'll probably get a snap within 5 seconds.
Munoz, this is 29, Fabian Ryan there. They were looking for a face mask. It wasn't there. Josh Wilcox on the tackle.
And I don't know if it was quite a face mask grab. It may have been up in that general region, but I think
off the face.
Yeah, I think it was
top.
a good no call.
Mm-hmm.
And you look, and Capital's doing a very good job of staying in bounds. That's something that is often overlooked. Is these young players are staying in bounds and letting that clock roll. That's a very good job for the Capital coaching staff, coaching these kids up.
5:20 to play. Capital coming down the field here, looking for more. Not satisfied with the 23-point lead. Munoz will cut up the middle. Nice cut, and look at him. He's got some room. And Grant's now finally, Munoz. If not for Manuel Gonzalez, who knows what? But Munoz gave that option look and cut up the middle, nice cut up the middle, and he got all the way inside the 20.
When you see runners like Munoz, who is very fluid and smooth, as if it's too easy for them. What he just did on the field is so terrible, but he made it look like it was the easiest thing in the world.
Capital at the Grants 21. And here's another run. This one left. Baker with the run and Nick Montoya on the tackle.
That was a good job by Nick. Big Nick getting in there for a stop of a short gain.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Wilcox's defense is beginning to kind of bow up a little bit right now, kind of stymie the bleeding a little bit, and it looks like that they're moving in a much more cohesive manner.
With every rep, you can kind of predict that would happen.
Oh yeah, and they're looking great right now, Coach.
Here is Munoz waiting for the snap. Of course, letting the clock go down. This is number 27, right up the gut. And he's still on his feet, finally brought down back there by Archuleta.
Yeah, Josh Wilcox had him dead to rights and just missed him, just slipped off. But that was a great job by the Pirate defense. I like that they're swarming to the ball. That's one of the more popular phrases in coaching is swarm to the ball, punish the ball carrier for getting those yards. And it looks like that we're flying around and getting to the ball carrier.
We're now kind of stoppage and play here. Not sure exactly what the reason. Maybe.
I think they were resetting the play clock.
Okay, that's about it. With the stoppage and play, you kind of almost expect some call to be made. Or something.
Yeah, especially this early in the season.
Here we go. Munoz, pass right is caught, and that'll be a touchdown. Pass to number 20, Aviano Trujillo, to extend the Capital lead to 49-20 with 3:05 to go.
That was good coverage by the Pirates. Just a step away. It's always been said, game of football is a game of inches, and you can see it right there. It was great coverage. It was a great pass, great catch. Sometimes everything can be great, and the ball doesn't bounce your way.
Absolutely. So Capital with a big lead here. Grants will have a short clock. Really about 3 minutes to go once they do get the ball.
I'm going to be honest with you, Coach. I'm kind of looking forward to calling the game from the other side. You get to see a little bit more.
It's, you know, I'm not trying to knock the architect of this box over here, but there's too many things in front of our faces.
Yes, yes. And, you know, when the light comes on and I can see my reflection in the mirror, I keep looking up saying, oh, who's that ugly guy looking back at me?
Oh, I thought you'd be saying, who's that handsome-looking guy?
No. That's only if I'm looking to your reflection, Coach.
That's right. No, that's Rivers' dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Not Gonzalez. But
you know, this is a good opportunity to get some of the younger kids in on both sides of the football. You got about 3 minutes left in the game. These are still quality snaps, and if you can get as many kids in as you can, this is a great opportunity to grow for both programs.
At this point, you don't want to. Nobody's giving up, but at this point, down as much as you are, it really is a chance to fold in some newbies, let them feel a hit, maybe for that matter. Because trying to score 30 points, 30 points in 3 minutes, that's a tall order. But if you can get some of these younger kids who don't have that varsity experience, much like Lazos last year. Lazos was able to get into a few games while he was an 8th grader, gave him that valuable varsity experience, and now you can see what he's doing on the field. I think a lot of the kids will have the opportunity tonight to do that on both sides of the football. This kick will actually be fielded there. Still on his feet. That is Joseph E. Hill, who we've talked a little bit about tonight. He gets all the way to looks like it's going to be about the 27. It's a good little run from V. Hill to just open up that field a little bit for Grants to work with. So just scanning the Pirate offense. You still got Everhart in there, Beta.
Yeah, looks like I would agree with what Coach Hernandez is doing. You want to get that offense out there. You want to get points on the board. And because you haven't had many reps, you want to get more reps.
Uh-oh. Ball was loose.
It was a fumbled exchange between the quarterback and the running back right there.
And it is Capital ball, recovered by Christopher Trujillo. That's Christopher with a K.
Oh, okay.
That is, just for the Capital faithful. 2:51 to play. Now it's Capital's turn to possibly get some new folks in there. We'll see.
You know what? I'd like to give a shout-out to the Capital fans who, they're sitting right in front of us. They've been nothing but great sportsmen and sportsmanship, and it's awesome to see both sides of the field. Great sportsmanship, seeing the kids out there playing, competing, and doing something that they love.
Absolutely, yeah. Shout-out to Capital for bringing the class with them from the city different.
And shout-out to Grants for showing up even though we're still under construction with our bleachers. It's got to be tough whenever you don't have the nachos over there.
Those famous nachos.
That's right. Oh.
Here we go, penalty.
Quick whistle on that play.
Munoz still in at quarterback, but it looks like Capital wants to see Baker at running back a little bit. He may get his hands on a carry.
Looking back on film, I believe I couldn't remember the number, but same size as Baker, and he looks like he's the same kid. And if he is, he's a real shifty runner. And I'm curious to see what he's got here.
Munoz with the snap. Grants bring a little heat. Same sort of area. They're picking on that right side there. Passing complete.
It's surprising that you're going to throw a ball, with 3 minutes left in the game up by 29. I don't know. I can understand, post-COVID, trying to get as many reps, working on that passing game. I would have liked to see, maybe get Baker a few touches, see how that goes. But you never know what coach is thinking. There's always something going on, and so I'm sure that there's an amazing reason that they're going there. I like that pass though. That's a good-looking combination.
2:38 to play, and we do have a new Capital quarterback. This is Devin Montano, a freshman. So talk about an opportunity here for the freshman to get in there and get a look. Here comes the snap. He'll hand it off. This is Baker looking right.
Yeah, that's the same kid. He's very shifty. I like the way he holds on to that ball too. I like the fact that Capital got their younger kids in, some of those.
Yes.
And these are very valuable reps for them.
Even with 2 minutes to go in a game, you're winning.
Oh yes, very much so. It's just, and anybody who's played under the Friday Night Lights can understand those jitters.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get those jitters away in a game that you might not affect so much, it's better to do it that way than just dump cold water on somebody's head.
Devin Montano, your quarterback. Baker to his left. Montano rolling left. Pitch left to Baker. Baker on the run here. Cuts up, and he'll come.
Big hit by Josh Wilcox right there. That was nice. He chased him all the way down from the backside. He's playing right side defensive end, and he was setting that edge and was able to track that running back down.
1:30 to play now. Capital 49-20, so it's just a matter of the time here.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, we've got a lot of bright spots.
You know, there just is. We did not have a well, I was about to say we didn't have a turnover today. That's not accurate, but even with that, there are so many positives to think about.
And there really are.
Munoz, the freshman, not the quarterback, but the running back on the run left.
And I mean, the small mistakes that were made are very easily correctable. You can see the work that the coaching staff for the Pirates has put in. You can see the effort, and you can see the things that are being preached, and it's very obvious on the field, and it's really wonderful to see them fighting to the very bitter end.
Minute 3 now on the clock. Under a minute now. And here comes Montano, the quarterback. Munoz, the freshman, to the left. It will be Munoz with a run, and he's going to get into the end zone, no question. And there it is.
Oh yeah, he was cutting in on dime, moving right, moving left, and leaving people behind. That was a very solid run.
Sure
and
was.
The blocking by the offensive line was very, very good as well.
That makes it 55-20. So I'm not sure Capital thought they were going to rip off a 55 spot here tonight.
You know what? I don't know if they thought that either. I think that it was a great learning experience for both teams. I think that it's a good game to get both teams' feet wet, and very evenly matched. Both teams have some very good athletes out there.
And certainly, as you mentioned, a lot of bright spots here. So I'm guessing that Coach Hernandez and his crew are going to, look at things and say, we got something to work with here.
Oh yeah,
it's only our first game.
As a coach, you're never happy, of course, with a loss. I think that any competitor would say that they would rather win than lose. But I think that all good coaches understand that there can be a lot learned from a loss, especially with a game that is played as well as this. Mm-hmm. Some of the best games that I ever had the opportunity to coach, for example, the Bloomfield game, we lost that game, but it was the most memorable game that I've ever coached just because of the competition.
No question. That may go down in history as one of the best ever to see Grants play. But here we are in the now, and Pirates with 35 seconds to go and trailing by 35, ironically, or coincidentally.
I tell you, I really like what I see from the Pirates. I think Coach Hernandez and the staff, they are right in line, and to be quite honest, they are much, much further ahead than one would assume. Mm-hmm. Coming out of a COVID season, coming out of a shortened two-a-days, and coming into just something that you're not quite sure, you've never been around, they're doing a very, very good job of making these small adjustments and playing to the whistle and showing that they can compete with the best of the best.
And you could even say that they came in sort of a little behind, if you will. He was hired later in the summer when we knew that he would take over, and he managed to get the kids together fairly quickly, got his coaching staff together.
Oh, yeah, and
they put together a good game plan here
Yeah,
tonight.
And if you look at the sideline, you're looking at 40, 50 kids. That's not an easy feat. That's a good return right there by number 1 for the Pirates. He was scooting up the sideline. He brought it up to about the 25-yard line. That's a pretty good starting position. You always want to start on the plus side of the 20 if at all possible.
Absolutely.
That looks like it's it, Coach.
All right, so that's going to be your game tonight with that time running out on the Grants effort here. So the Pirates, Grants Pirates, for a game next week.
Yeah, Gallup. We're fixing to play Gallup, and first and foremost, I consider this what we just experienced a win. I'm not talking about scoreboard. I'm talking about the way that we fought through and through. It's something that is one of the most predominant, important things. And that's something that you saw on the field. Is very impressive, and I'm very impressed with Hernandez and his staff, as well as the players on the football field.
Simply getting that message across of not quitting, as you say, that's huge. And it's going to have to be something they'll use to build on, because there's no way you could look at this and say we were ever totally out of it despite the score.
And you know that Coach Hernandez is in there telling them, continue to fight, and they're going to not only do care that. No. I mean, from what we saw tonight, I would not think that would not continue. You know, that's something that we here in Grants have been pretty proud of, is that battle with Gallup every year in the battle for Route 66.
Right.
And we've got a really nice trophy. And I think that's something that Grants should and will be able to take home this year.
That's terrific. So, and lastly here, really it's all just about, came out of here with no injuries. There's something we don't know about. So again, just to kind of pile onto the positives, there's a lot to look forward to.
There really is, and you're right. Unless we were dinged up, which happens in every football game, it doesn't look like we had any major injuries.
All right, Coach. So, want to give one final shout out to the Angry Jack Productions crew, the student crew that came out to help tonight to bring this broadcast together. Coach Thompson, want to thank.
It was. I had a lot of fun, and I do want to thank the Angry Jack production crew, because this is probably the most fun I've had, maybe a year or so since COVID hit, and it's amazing, and I want to thank everybody who's involved.
Ashton Gibson, who is running the camera right in front of us here. While we're at it, I just got to brag on her a little bit.
Sure.
Just a really great kid. So, hey, Ashton and the rest of the Angry Jack crew. Ethan Willie, who's a terrific basketball player.
Yes, he is. Point guard from what I hear.
Right, so ladies and gentlemen, we thank you from the Angry Jack Productions. For Coach Rio Thompson, my name is Ron Gonzalez, and we will see you all next week. Gallup's coming to town, Coach.
Battle for 6, let's get it.
Let's get it going. Signing out now. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight, and have a great weekend.
This has been a presentation of Angry Jack Productions. Any reproduction or rebroadcast of this recording without the express written permission of Grants High School is prohibited.